Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Regions pregame show. Tonight, Little Rock McClellan plays host to your Conway Wampus Cats, and you're watching Conway Corporation, Channel 81. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm Jeff Matthews alongside Jim Files, and on the field is Chris Campbell. We'll talk to Big Earl in just a few moments. And tonight promises to be a really good football game, Jim. This Crimson Lion team, Little Rock McClellan, is better, I think, than we realize.
They are, and their record's showing it. They blew it the first week against Fair, but they have really come on very strong. And a team to be reckoned with, and a team that we're shooting to knock down to the same level we are. Well, they're one loss.
They're a team that's tied right now for the conference lead with Little Rock Central. Both teams are 3-0. The biggest win for this Little Rock McClellan team was on the road at Bryant, 27-13, a win over a very talented Bryant Hornets squad.
Something we could not do last year, they did.
Down on the field is Chris Campbell. Big Earl, what do you have for us? Hopefully a little more time of possession for the Wampus Cats this week.
They didn't get much work last week. Got about 4 minutes second half. Number 37, D. Jones, is back. Hasn't played since the Cabot game, so he's been eager to get back. You know, kids ready to play. And Tyler Vernon's still out, so, you know, defensive line and the defensive lineman one short. And also Colin Sears seems to have his hand taped up, so that could be something to watch for. It's quarterback to center exchange. Watch for that. But other than that, we should have a good ball game. Well, this is a big win for us.
Be a big game. Little Rock McClellan is a good football team, and we'll have to see how this plays out. Another note from the injury front to watch is Jake Cummins, 55, senior offensive lineman, who started the year and was injured during the Russellville game. He is expected to see some playing time tonight. Doctors have cleared him. He practiced this week, and hopefully we'll get some time on the field back with Matt Kelly, who has been playing in his place.
And doing a dang good job, too. So that adds some good depth on that offensive line. It gives Coach Smith the ability to rotate people in and out.
Well, we've done most of the entire Regions Bank pregame show, and we've yet to mention Hillis and Wardlow. I guess they need to be mentioned. Coming off an outstanding game last week.
Well, and they need to have another outstanding night tonight. It'll probably be a little bit different. It'll probably be a little more grinded out because this is a lot better defense than North Little Rock had. So our offensive line, it needs to control the line of scrimmage, and we'll take what gains we can get. But, Jeff, on the other side of the ball is going to be the question. Our defensive line had one of its worst performances of the year against that North Little Rock offensive line. They've got to come out with some intensity. Coach Smith has addressed it all week. He moved in some smaller defensive linemen. He said, I just want somebody. I don't care if they weigh 105 pounds. I want somebody in there that's going to make a play.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch. Defense, offense, and a couple of players to watch for Little Rock McClellan. Gerald Marshall is their big play guy. Plays it both ways. Has scored on defense, both from a interception and a fumble return for an interception. Damian Dunning, their senior quarterback, great size, 6'3", 200, and a senior, leader of this team, suffered a concussion against Little Rock Hall last week. He will play tonight. Anthony Chambers in his first season as the head coach of Little Rock McClellan, taking over from Brian Hudson, who we saw last week with North Little Rock.
And they got speed all around that offense, too, so it's not even just those guys that you mentioned, but they're the main players.
One thing to watch tonight, and if this is a close game, which it probably should be, is the kicking game. Jay Salter has done a great job for Kenny Smith since he's come on, and the kicking game for McClellan is still suspect. Kicking game actually cost them some games last year, which they probably would have moved further on in state. Lost to the eventual state champions just by a point, and that kicking game cost them that game. The good football team, Little Rock McClellan, we're playing host to your Wampus Cats tonight. We'll have the kickoff for you in just a few moments. This has been the Regions Bank pregame show. We appreciate you watching. Just a couple of seconds away from kickoff on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a chef downtown, a pet shop owner on Main Street. As diverse as they are, these small business owners all have one thing in common: Regions Bank. That's because for business, there's no better choice than Regions and its hometown community bankers. In fact, Regions is rated #1 in the nation in friendliness to small businesses by the SBA. To find out how Regions can help you, stop by any branch or click Regions.com. Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC Championships.
Wampus Cat Football is brought to you by Regions Bank, Arkansas Carpet Outlet, by First State Bank, Pam McDowell Properties, DeBoard Electronics, First Security Bank, Zellner's Appliances and TV, Pizza for Less, United Motor Company, by Fletcher Smith Jewelers, Helton's Record Service, by Jack's Music, by the Conway Town Center, Nichols Heating and Air, Ham Beacon Home Furnishings, by Dairy Queen, and TJ's Fashions.
Welcome back to Little Rock McClellan High School. We are in southwest Little Rock off Geyer Springs Road. Good crowd of Conway fans here tonight. No surprise as they travel as well as anybody in the state to follow their football team. The Wampus Cats tonight again coming to the game 5-1, 2-1 in conference play. A loss to Little Rock Central 21-19, a win at Parkview 35-6. And a victory last week against North Little Rock 42-32, which was a one of the most interesting games we've seen.
It was in a lot of ways.
It was very much an overmatched team that these Wampus Cats played against, but it was a team, the North Little Rock team, they didn't surprise Kenny Smith, but they surprised, I think, everybody else watching. They had a ton of heart, a ton of character, and a little more talent might have won that game last week. This Little Rock McClellan team you're about to see has that talent.
Yeah.
If the heart is there, they could surprise. That's not a surprise that they beat Conway. It's a good football team. Both these teams ranked in the top 10 in most polls in the state.
Well, and they're different in a lot of ways. McClellan, famous for their defense. So far this year, Conway famous for their offense. And boy, they sure needed it last week against North Little Rock. They have the defensive line. I think they have been challenged. And I think you're going to see a different performance from that Conway defensive line tonight.
Anthony Chambers, the first-year head coach of Little Rock McClellan, has stated this week that it is going to be a very important part of this game to watch for his team to control the football, to have possession of the ball.
Yeah.
You saw last week what Conway can do with only a few plays. 9 plays, I believe,
in
the entire second half last week. And the 9th play was a kneel down.
Yeah.
It included long touchdown runs from both Wardlow and Hillis. So as long as those two guys are on the bench, Little Rock McClellan feels like they have a better chance of beating this Conway team. We talked about the quarterback for Little Rock McClellan, Damian Dunning. He is number 15, and he'll be easy to spot out there.
Yeah.
6'3", 200 pounds, was one of the captains that came out for Little Rock McClellan, and he is a big one.
And we were looking at him. He's got very good size, and he's got good feet too. He's going to be tough to guard, and as well as Bronson Taylor, their running back. He's 5'6", 195, and they have a host of people. As we found, I think it's going to be the same sort of deal with North Little Rock. They kept putting guys in that was performing, and I think we're going to see some of those guys tonight for McClellan.
Conway will receive the ball to begin with. As you saw, the shot of the cheerleaders on the track in front of us. It is a cool night tonight at Little Rock McClellan. Really the first cool evening I think we've had. The last couple of Friday nights haven't been that bad, but this is definitely a night that if you're in short sleeves, you are in the minority. And it is going to be a chilly night tonight at Little Rock McClellan. Hopefully it'll be a warm night in the hearts of Wampus Cat fans at the end of it.
It's a good night for football. It just feels like football with this kind of cool weather.
Back deep to receive is Kevin Wardlow, number 20, the electrifying return man, the senior, who we've seen take a couple to the house already this year from 90 yards plus.
And him and Peyton Hillis are both tied with 15 touchdowns if you account for Wardlow's receiving touchdowns and his touchdowns for running back kicks.
Low line drive, Squibber, that is going to be picked up by Wardlow at the 8. He'll come to the near side, and he is taken down at the 12-yard line. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Conway Wampus Cats. They are led by quarterback number 8, Brandon Solberg. In the backfield, number 22, the senior Peyton Hillis, as well as number 20, Kevin Wardlow, both coming off 200-yard games last week. The wingback is number 15, Kyle Daniels. Tight end, the senior, number 89, Joseph Gray. And the wide receiver, number 2, Nick Smith. Handoff to Peyton. He gets up to the 19-yard line. And along the line of scrimmage, they are anchored by the center, number 54, Colin Sears. Number 53, Brian Howell. Senior number 60, Jacob Longing. Matt Kelly gets the start, again, number 62. Number 61, Coleman Little. Second down for the Wampus Cats. That's Wardlow following the block of Peyton Hillis, and Kevin's got room. Wardlow still on his feet. Wardlow across midfield. One man to beat. And he can't beat him. Dropped at the 10-yard line by Courtney Traylor. The senior tackles Kevin Wardlow after a long gain. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats.
And just give the whole right side of that offensive line a ton of credit on that one. They were knocking people over. Peyton Hillis with a key block on that one. Great job of downfield blocking, and of course the rest of it is Wardlow speed. That's the first time I think we've ever seen him get caught when he was in open field. So, and that's what we were talking about with that McClellan athletic ability.
Traylor, the senior, was able to get the angle on him all the way down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats after a long run from Kevin Wardlow. Hillis, near side. Peyton still on his feet. 2, and now a 3. Crimson Lions finally bring him down. Tackle made by number 7, Ed Roberts. He held on the longest. We'll give him credit for the tackle. And it will be 2nd down.
They were able to slow Peyton down enough, and that's going to, they want to get to Peyton early, they want to get to Wardlow early as well before they get started, because once they do, they're really hard to stop for different reasons. Wardlow for his speed, Hillis for his power.
Gain of 9 on the play, and looks like we will have a timeout called by the Crimson Lions. We'll take one as well. We're just getting started from Little Rock McClellan, and Conway is threatening. You're watching Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Would you recommend the dealer you bought your last TV or appliance from to your family and friends? Zellner's customers find it easy to recommend Zellner's to their friends. Zellner's professionals are courteous and helpful when you're shopping, as well as being the best when service is necessary. Zellner's is the business that's service built. Give us a call at 329-8876 or visit our website today at zellners.homeappliances.com. For competitive prices and superior service, shop Zellner's Appliance and TV. Out by Walmart on Harkrider. We're one of the little men.
Laminate flooring. Same great qualities as hardwood floors on a budget that supports your teenage son and his band. Because groupies are messy.
Crimson Lions called timeout and wanted to talk about it before this defensive play here. 2nd down and just about a yard as our 9-yard gain there from Peyton Hillis. And a whistle and a flag. It may have been too much time. Let's see what the call is. And it is actually an offsides, my apologies, offsides against Crimson Lions, and that will take them half the distance to the goal to be 1st and goal now for Conway.
And that's something McClellan can't do if they want to have a chance in this game tonight.
Jacob Longin and Matt Kelly on the left side of the line of scrimmage, Brian Howell and Coleman Little on the right. Wardlow will, does he get in?
Wow.
Did he run into Peyton?
Well, he cut inside. He thought he had something there. I think he ran into a couple of people.
Got a little airborne.
Boy, he did.
He'll be stopped short of the goal line.
Well, it sure looked like a sure touchdown from this angle. I think if he'd have kept going out wide, but he thought he had it inside.
2nd down and goal.
And I've talked about that with him. He loves to cut it inside, and that's great for a guy his size. Most of them prefer to just run, but there it caught up to him.
10 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Conway threatening, 2nd and goal. Hand off to Peyton Hillis, and Hillis scores. And a touchdown at the 9:55 mark for Peyton Hillis. He scores from a yard out, and Conway's on top 6-0. Jay Salter will attempt the extra point. He has been perfect since he took the duties over 2 weeks ago at Little Rock Parkview. Jay is a junior and comes from a long line of kicking Salters. The extra point is up, and it is perfect. Conway's on top 7-0. Now the defense gets their chance. It's Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
small town service, and big city selection are yours at the United Motor Company in Conway. Take a look at the Ram Quad Cab 1500 pickup, Dodge Caravan, Chrysler Town & Country, Jeep Liberty, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Experience our 5-star service department and get a 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty. The oldest Dodge dealer west of the Mississippi, the United Motor Company in Conway, will beat the big city boys by a country mile.
Let's get the fight started.
1, 2, 3, go.
If you love action with crisp digital picture and sound that packs a punch.
Welcome to Earth.
We've got the biggest hits in Hollywood. Fox Movie Channel for very movie people.
9:55 to play in the opening quarter, and a good drive. Obviously, the key to that drive, Kevin Wardlow's 60-yard run. But as you mentioned, Courtney Traylor actually tracked him down and was able to get the angle and stop him.
Amazing. With Wardlow and Hillis, we've seen very few people catch them from behind, especially Wardlow.
Irons will kick deep, and it's taken inside the 10. Little misdirection here. Who's got the football? And a tackle made at the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Starting lineup now for the defense for the Wampus Cats. Sophomore Nick Toll gets to start at the nose guard position, number 66. Also on the offensive line, number 77, Glenn Tyus, and number 94, Bryce Robinson. Defensive ends are number 67, J.B. McConnell, and number 46, DJ Forte. So that's our angle. A little bit difficult tonight to see everything, but we will certainly do the best we can to bring you tonight's broadcast with Brent Bailey and his staff. The camera will be fixed. Of course, MacGyver is our producer and is constantly fixing that type of thing. Dunning back to pass, throws. Catch was made, intercepted. Seth Irons, Johnny on the spot as he makes the pick, and it will be 1st and 10 Conway. Cordero Mills, I believe, was the intended receiver. He had the ball. A big hit comes in, and Seth Irons with the pick.
And that was set up by the hit. Was it Landon Ezell?
It might have been. Landon Ezell came in with the big hit.
And that was perfect timing by him. He knocked the ball loose, and Seth is just an old tip ball drill, and he picked it up and got it for the interception.
1st and 10 Wampus Cats, ball on the near hash mark. And Solberg brings his team to the line.
And not a bad pass. You have it a little bit high, but one that shouldn't have been an interception.
You can tell it's going to be fun to watch him tonight. Dunning looks like a good quarterback.
Well, he looks like a prototypical quarterback at 6'3" and 200 pounds.
Boyce Mitchell, the transfer in from Subiaco Academy, makes the stop there. Peyton Hillis with a short gain. It'll be actually looked like a short gain. He got 8 yards on it.
Yeah, a short gain for him. 8 yards.
A short gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. Patrick Mayar brings on the next play, and he will set up on the left-hand side. Colin Sears, the senior, is the center. Hillis directly behind Solberg, and Wardlow to his left. Kevin with the handoff, cuts it back upfield, and he's not going to get much there. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, outside of the 160-yard run from him, they've managed to shut him down pretty well.
Number 77, Quentin Harris, the first Crimson Lion, and on the stop there. Actually a loss on the play of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3. Seth Irons with the interception. He and Sam McFadden, 2 key parts of that Wampus Cat defense. Hillis on the near side. Peyton runs over a couple of Crimson Lions and bowls his way into the end zone.
Jacob Long and Coleman Little on that left side, just giving a good push and helping Peyton out there. And the rest of it is just the raw power of Peyton Hillis.
We talked to Steve Shadrack before the game about the highlight reel at the end of the year, and he said, well, if my son was Peyton Hillis, he'd be all over it. Another highlight reel touchdown run there for Peyton as he scores from 17 yards out.
That's about what I got,
Going to go with the 17-yard touchdown run. The guys that run the chain gang here were quick to move down the field after the touchdown run from Peyton Hillis. Salter's extra point is good again. He's still perfect. Jay Salter's become a nice weapon for this football team. With 8 minutes to go in the opening quarter, Conway's on top 14-0. You're watching Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Our name is Pizza for Less, but the less stands for only our low prices. Jimmy and Diane Johnson invite you to try the freshest, best-tasting pizza around. Take our dough and sauce made fresh daily and our 3 blended cheeses, then pick from 15 different fresh toppings, and you're in pizza heaven. Want more than pizza? Pizza for Less has crisp salads from chef to taco, buffalo wings, plus juicy grilled hamburgers all ready for pickup or we'll deliver. Pizza for Less, 327-9900 in Nutters Chapel Plaza.
We've been together a long time, but it's time to move on. You've changed a lot. You're hard to reach, and when I finally do, you seem 1,000 miles away. I came by around 5 o'clock. I knocked and knocked, but you obviously weren't there. So, I went next door.
Coach Kenny Smith's got to be pleased with the way his offensive team is performing. Really should be pleased with the way his defensive team.
Well, heck yeah.
One play on the field, 1 interception that led to another touchdown. Conway on top 14-0. This is a it's worth saying, again, we talked about it earlier, this is a very, very good Little Rock McClellan football team.
It is. They're tied with Central for the lead in this Central division.
They play Central in 2 weeks. For the second play in a row, or the second kickoff in a row, we see Seth Irons kick one deep. And here's this misdirection play again. Who's got the football? Right up the gut. Nice run up to the 22-yard line, maybe the 21. And that's where McClellan will start 1st and 10. Linebackers, number 42, Sam McFadden, and his senior counterpart, number 25, Stephen Moore. And the defensive backs, number 13, Seth Irons, number 32, Landon Ezell, senior number 18, Spencer Shadrack, senior number 5, Sam Edwards, and the junior, number 34, Charles Evans. Your starting lineup for your Conway Wampus Cats, where he led his team to a 28-8 victory, but he also suffered a concussion during the game. And he is back tonight and had the one pass that was intercepted. Handoff on the left side, that's Reggie Arnold. He is their workhorse. He'll have a short gain, it'll be 2nd down. Looks like Sam McFadden and a host of others coming off the pile on the far side. DJ Forte in there as well. The starters on defense look to pretty much be the ones we've seen for a while. J.B. McConnell is in there, he's getting a start. Glenn Tyus is there, 77. You've got the usual suspects at linebacker, McFadden and Moore. DJ Forte on the end, and the guys in the back are Seth Irons, Landon Ezell, Spencer Shadrack, and Sam Edwards.
Spencer, we'll try to get him some highlight footage here. Get an interception or something.
That's Reggie Arnold near side and a nice run. Edwards on the stop, also there to make the tackle.
Seth Irons slipping
42,
in there.
Sam McFadden as well as Seth Irons. Nick Toll, number 66, again getting the start tonight in place of the injured Tyler Vernon. Toll's one of those guys that Coach was talking about. He's a 5'9", 242-pound sophomore that's getting the start basically because he's practicing better than anybody at that nose guard position right now.
Right.
Tyler Vernon out, the 300-pound junior.
And Coach Smith looks at him, and there's guys that are more physically, able, you can tell. But he wants somebody that just gets in there and does the fundamentals and plays hard.
And how about that stop by Charles Evans?
Yeah.
Great tackle from Charles Evans. He brings down number 36. There's Joseph Godshell, a name we were not told to watch for. Once again, they do this to us every once in a while.
Yeah.
Joseph Cogshell, a sophomore with a nice run there. The fullback we were told to watch for on this team, Bronson Taylor, had a good game a week ago. They will measure here to see if it's enough for a 1st down. And it is, so it's a McClellan 1st down. Once again, it's a credit to the Conway fans as another road game in which we see just about as many Conway fans as there are fans for the home team. We hope that you're enjoying this game on Monday or Wednesday night. Next week on Conway Corporation, Channel 81, our thanks to them, of course, for all that they do, making these games possible for you. 6.5 minutes to play. That's Arnold on the far side. Still on his feet. What a great run by Reggie Arnold.
Just never gave up. And give Glenn Tice a lot of credit. He got a lot of pressure back there in the backfield. It didn't make much difference on that play, but it did give an opportunity to disrupt that offensive play.
Up to the 48-yard line. It'll be second down and call it 4. 2nd and 4. There you see some good size on the offensive line for the Little Rock McClellan line. 77 is Quentin Harris. 75 is Sergio Dunning. Damian Dunning, the senior quarterback, sets up under center. Hand off to his workhorse Arnold, enough for another first down. He's across midfield to the 47, 1st and 10, Little Rock McClellan. This is what we were a little bit afraid of.
Yeah, and it's what we expected after last week, the way North Little Rock controlled the ball the whole game and marched down and kept the Conway offense off the field. And was a bit surprised by seeing McClellan come out the first play as a pass. But ever since then, everything you've seen is run.
Glenn Tice makes his way off the field. It seems to be a little hobbled. D. Jones is in the game, number 37. 1st and 10 Wampus Cats. That's Taylor. Bronson Taylor on the far side. He'll gain 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Actually give him 4 yards. 2nd down and 6. We're at the 5-minute mark. The Wampus Cats are on top 14-0. Peyton Hillis a couple of touchdown runs. A 1-yard run and a 17-yard run that followed a Seth Irons interception on the first play from scrimmage for Little Rock McClellan.
And those big plays may come in handy in this game. As we can see, once McClellan starts sticking to their game plan and doesn't turn it over, they're controlling the ball right now.
Handoff again to Arnold. Arnold's not a big guy, 5'10", 225. Plays bigger than that. At least that's one of those football cliches you're supposed to use whenever you broadcast a game. 3rd down and a yard. Ball at the 39-yard line. And a big play here for the Wampus Cat defense to see what they do on the interior. Nick Toll, big number 66, right over the football. Got D. Jones down there as well.
This will give that defensive line a lot of confidence if they can make a stop right here.
J.B. McConnell and Bryce Robinson on the near side. And a little false start there. That will help.
Number 72.
Mark Moriarty, a senior, jumped too soon. And that 3rd and 1 now becomes 3rd and 6.
And it probably would have been a 4th and 1 that they would have went for if they would have got stopped on this side of the field. But now with 5 yards to go, that changes it, or 6 yards.
Coach Anthony Chambers, again in his first year, taking over for Brian Hudson, who went to North Little Rock and took over that program. And as we saw last week, that is a program that will be a force in the 5A Central sooner than later.
Sometimes the coaching changes or have a negative impact, but it seems to be pretty positive for both of them.
Well, and another thing for Little Rock McClellan is they lost some pretty talented people last year, one of which you might remember the name of Keith Jackson Jr., who's now getting some playing time for the Razorbacks. Reverse. That's Courtney Traylor. We saw his speed when he tracked down Kevin Wardlow. See if he can get loose.
And elusive.
And he's very elusive, out of bounds. It'll be close to a first down. Again, our angle doesn't allow us to see just how close they are, but looks like they're going to spot the ball down at the 39-yard line, so it'll be 4th and probably 2.
And
4th and a long 1.
It looks like another case of them going for it here on 4th down. And why not? I mean, it's just a good time to go for it. But if Conway can make this stop, it'll be huge.
Coach Kenny Smith pacing the sidelines as he does, and you'll hear the crowd come to life as they are right in the midst of where we are. So you'll hear them pretty easily right here. Damian Dunning barks the signals. He changes the play. 4th and 1. Hand off, and he may be short.
That's very close. There was a lot of penetration on that interior defensive line for Conway. Depends on the mark.
They're going to spot it. Looks like about the 38-yard line, but they're going to just inside that mark there at the 39. And it will be it'll be first and 10 for somebody. They're going to stretch the chains out. We'll get a good shot of that and see if it'll be a first down or not. You can see the football resting right there inside the 39, between the 38 and the 39-yard line. They'll stretch the chains here, and it's going to be short.
Yeah. Wow, that defensive line should pat themselves on the back. They've still got a lot of game to play, but that's huge. That's something that they did not do last week.
Nick Toll, J.B. McConnell, Bryce Robinson all stepping up and playing well there. We saw D. Jones get into the game. He has been waiting to get in since Cabot, and he got in place of Glenn Tyus, who came off and was hobbling around. He's still limping a little bit on the near side. We also see Big Tyler Vernon, the junior, 328 pounds, who is in street clothes, and that is not where you want to see a 328-pound defensive lineman.
No.
First and 10 for the Wampus Cats. They've scored on their first 2 possessions. Wardlow in the backfield, and he is dropped for a loss. Loss of 4 on the play. Good penetration by the Crimson Lion defense. Patrick Clark, defensive end on the stop.
And that's what you got to do to stop Wardlow. You got to get somebody back there, and they did an excellent job of having more than one person back there. They had 3.
Second down and 14. We are coming up on the 2-minute mark of this first quarter. Again, our apologies for the clock camera tonight. It normally would be on the bottom left-hand part of your screen, having some difficulties, and MacGyver is working on it, I promise you. We know him as Brent Bailey, the man that signs the checks. That's Peyton Hillis. Peyton with a burst of speed across midfield. Tripped up at the 48-yard line and a big gain. 17 yards for Peyton Hillis, and it will be first and 10 for the Wampus Cats.
Wardlow on his last 2 carries has had minus yards. So he needs to get something going after his one big play.
He needs to start running north again.
Yeah, north to south. But it takes some blocking to get that done too, though.
They'll put the football at the 49-yard line, first and 10 for the Cats. And a nice run by Peyton Hillis.
Hillis with 55 yards to Wardlow with 56.
Wardlow set up in the wing-back position. Daniels and Hillis in the backfield. Handoff to Kevin Wardlow. He'll get some positive yardage there. Down to the 46-yard line, a gain of 3. It will be second down and 7. Have you noticed the collection of bugs here
yes,
in the southwest part of Little Rock?
Yeah, I have.
This is nice. All right, back to the game.
It's like a plague.
It's like a plague.
It's all over my keyboard.
There's locusts.
Oh, we're right under the light.
Oh, look at that. We get a shot of that later.
Yeah, if we can get a shot.
That's nice. Second down and 7.
Where's my cap?
I don't know. I swallowed a bug. Hillis with a stiff arm and is brought down at the 40, maybe a yard inside of the 40-yard line.
He fell down for 5 yards on that play.
It's enough for a first down. Give him 7 on the carry, and it will be first and 10 Wampus Cats.
We're like the postal service. Rain, shine, plague
everything.
of bugs. We're still going to do this. We'll be here for you.
I'm telling you, it's a bad deal. First down and 10. We apologize. We're going to get back to work here. First down and 10 for the Wampus Cats. Lots open field to the right. And that's the direction that Kevin Wardlow will go, but he kind of backs for a couple of yards.
He's in the process of a spin there, and there wasn't anybody behind him, so he just starts running backwards.
Boyce Michelin on the tackle, as well as 61, Quasi Truitt. Patrick Mahar getting the next play to take that in for Coach Kenny Smith and his coaching staff. Steve Daniels, Johnny Kennedy, J.R. Ross, Noel Boucher, Jason Lawrence, Greg Hughes, all of them integral parts of the success of this Wampus Cat program. 5-1 right now, 2-1 in the conference, and through 1 quarter of play in conference game number 4, it's looked good so far for the Wampus Cats. We're through 1, and the Wampus Cats lead 14-0. This is Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Hi folks, this is Charlie DeBoard from DeBoard Electronics. If you're tired of watching your favorite TV shows, sports, and movies on that tiny television screen, then come on down and check out our newest line of Sony and Mitsubishi high-definition widescreen home theater systems.
With models from 42 to 70 inches and over 1,000 lines of resolution, you'll be amazed at the quality of the picture these systems produce. In-store financing is available, so come on down to DeBoer Electronics.
Jack's Music is one of Arkansas's largest music stores with great name brand instruments and accessories. For all your music needs, come visit Jack's Music.
My mommy and daddy and poppy have bought lots of homes from Pam McDowell Properties. And when we grow up, we're going to buy our homes from Pam McDowell Properties too.
Generations after generations have bought from Pam McDowell Properties. First home or growing family home, Pam McDowell Properties knows the neighborhoods in Conway and Faulkner County. It's a Pam McDowell promise that you'll always get the best personal service available for your family and your family to come. Pam McDowell Properties wants to be your real estate agent.
Well, as we start the second quarter here at Little Rock McClellan, that's what we're dealing with.
Well, and the bad thing is that's not so bad just to look at, but we're right under that.
I mean, yeah.
Those bugs, they land on the light,
and then they
die
fall on us.
And they fall on us.
So there's dead bugs on us.
Actually, some are partially alive.
Look at that. I don't know what we can do about that.
Well,
probably nothing. Let's suck it up and play football.
Hey, Brent, let's note this next time not to locate right under the light.
All right, back to football now. First and 10. The plague of the bugs. Peyton Hillis up the gut. Peyton still on his feet. Across the 30 down to the 26-yard line. And a gain of 12 for the senior. And another first down for the Wampus Cats.
Speaking of pests, Peyton has been a pest.
He has been a pest.
Tonight.
It's been the plague of Peyton Hillis on most teams this year. 11:53 to play. Every once in a while, I have to turn my stat sheets over and just shake, clear them off.
And after the fast start by Wardlow, Hillis has caught up and passed him. Hillis already with 76 yards. Wardlow with 59. Not bad for either one of them.
No, not bad at all. Not bad at all. 11:43, the clock runs. We are in the second quarter of play. Conway on top, 14-0. The Wampus Cats with their third possession of the game. The first two ended in touchdown runs by the senior Peyton Hillis. There's Wardlow up to the 20-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. Call it second down and 5. You all right?
I'm
Did you swallow another bug?
No, just the one.
Just the one bug.
That was enough.
Telling you. Just started being a ventriloquist. Talking about my mouth shut.
Okay.
You know, we were thankful it wasn't raining. Kind of wish it was.
I wish it was.
All right, second down and 5. Second and 5 for the Cats. Solberg hands off to Peyton Hillis. And a 3-yard gain for the senior Hillis, and it'll be third down and about 2. I believe I read in Otis Kirk's column this week in the Democrat Gazette that Peyton took a visit, whether it was his official or unofficial visit, last Saturday to Reynolds Razorback Stadium to watch the Razorbacks play against Auburn.
I think he came away pretty impressed. He's hopefully going to go there.
We all have our opinions.
We all have our opinions.
There he is again. Peyton with the spin move down inside the 10-yard line. And another nice run for Peyton Hillis, and it is going to be first and goal for the Wampus Cats. There is an injured player on the field. We'll take a timeout here as they tend to the injured Crimson Lion. It is 14-0 with the Wampus Cats threatening. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
fishing guide in the bayou, a chef downtown, a pet shop owner on Main Street. As diverse as they are, these small business owners all have one thing in common: Regions Bank. That's because for business, there's no better choice than Regions and its hometown community bankers. In fact, Regions is rated #1 in the nation in friendliness to small businesses by the SBA. To find out how Regions can help you, stop by any branch or click regions.com. Regions Bank, the strength to help your business do more.
10-17 to play in the second quarter, and the injured Little Rock McClellan player was Boyce Mitchell. He's being helped off the sidelines. He goes both ways for this team and is a very integral part of their team. The Crimson Lions will take a timeout here, but we're going to keep it right here at Little Rock McClellan High School and go down to the field. For the first time tonight, we talked to Chris Campbell. Big Earl, how are things on the sideline with the Wampus guys?
We're going to work on our time possession tonight. That's why we're not scoring so quick as we was. So we're going to work on that this week. Other than that, things are going good right now. Defense is stepping up, playing hard-nosed football.
Now, Glenn Tyus hobbled off the field in the last defensive possession. Any word on what happened with him?
I haven't got a chance to talk, but I don't see him sitting on the sideline bench, so he's all right to play then.
Yep, he's standing up there just a few feet away from you. If you turned and walked like 5 steps, you'd hit him, so don't do that.
Okay, no one do that.
All right, thanks, Chris. 10-17 to play, and so far so good for the Wampus Cats.
Sound like an offensive lineman's analysis there. We need to control the clock.
I did.
Depend on the offensive linemen is pretty much what he's saying, and they are. They're carrying the ball and controlling it. I think everything's going pretty much the way Conway had planned. There was the drive. McClellan was controlling the line of scrimmage. They were moving the ball and got down to 3rd and 1. And if it wasn't for the offsides that sent them back 5 yards, they may have scored on that drive. They may still have been moving right now. But Conway, the breaks have gone Conway's way tonight so far, and the lead has gone their way so far.
The interception by Seth Irons on the first play from scrimmage for Little Rock McClellan. We haven't seen McClellan throw the football again since then.
No.
And we have not seen any passes thus far from Brandon Solberg. Rushing-wise, both are having great games, Wardlow and Hillis both.
Hillis with 87 yards on 10 carries. Wardlow 64 on 6 carries. And for McClellan, boy, they're spreading it out all over the place.
First and goal and a touchdown from Peyton Hillis. 9-yard touchdown run for the senior, his 3rd of the night.
That brings Hillis up to 96 yards. He's got an 8.7-yard average per carry. Wardlow with 10.7. And again, give that offensive line a lot of credit over there on the right side.
They have all done a great job tonight. Coleman Little, Matt Kelly, Colin Sears, Jacob Longy, Brian Howell. And again, we will see Jake Cummins tonight. So we need to keep an eye on number 55 when he gets in the game. Jay Salter's extra point is good, just like they've all been since Jay began kicking extra points 3 games ago. And the Wampus Cats are pulling away from a good McClellan team. 21-0 right now. Wampus Cats on top. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
It just keeps on getting better at Helton's Wrecker Service. Helton's Wrecker Service has been in business since 1964, offering 24-hour towing service. But besides just towing, they offer a variety of other services, such as full auto repair, AC work, tires and tire repair, and they also specialize in pipe bending and custom exhausts. If you are moving, let Helton's help. They offer U-Haul rentals, trailers, tow dollies, and a complete line of moving supplies. They're open Monday through Saturday. Stop by at 710 South Harkrider, and remember at Helton's, they're always on their toes.
Hardwood floors, long-lasting, durable, and easy to clean, because dating is messy.
21-0, the Wampus Cats on top. The kickoff by Seth Irons is deep, and it is returnable. Here's that little thing that they do. Who's got it? Didn't work too well up to the 20-yard line. Cordero Mills on the return.
That hadn't worked well all night.
No, it hasn't.
But hey, you got to try something.
You got to try. That's right.
Mix it up a little bit.
All right, so the Wampus Cat defense back on the field. They have looked good thus far. The last time that the Crimson Lions had the football. I'm sorry, I'm
bugs. Yeah, I know.
Getting bugs out of my hair.
I understand that.
The last time that the Crimson Lions had the football, They ran the ball pretty effectively, but when the chips were down, 4th and goal or 4th down play there, they were able to stop them. So Wampus Cat defense bended, but they did not break. They bent. I guess bent is the right. Bended. I believe I said bended.
It wasn't quite right, whatever.
I don't think there's an English teacher who's sitting here.
But Arnold has 17 yards on 4 carries. He's got a 4.3 yard per carry average. Taylor with 3 carries, 16 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. And Conchell, 10 yards a carry. So, that doesn't sound like a dominating defensive line performance, but it's been good enough so far tonight.
Crimson Lions on the field as there's been a timeout here, and we will take a break, or we'll keep it here. MacGyver, we're going to keep it here. We're keeping it here, and we're talking about
bugs.
Bugs. We know we're going to take a break because of the bugs. Well, now they're ready to play again. So do I keep it here? We're keeping it here. Things are going well.
Yes, they are. The plague is upon us.
It's because of the plague. It's scary. I don't.
10 minutes to go.
Do we have any sort of
second period?
I know. Yeah, we've only played 2 minutes in the second period. And we've been in and out. I guess it's because of all the equipment we've got around us. Here we go. 1st and 10. Dunning in the shotgun formation, and he is a huge guy. 6'3", 200-pound quarterback. Hands off to Arnold. That's a good run. Going to be close to a first down across the 25-yard line. Reggie Arnold with a gain of 9 on the play. 2nd down and a yard.
And Conway just is very fortunate that McClellan hasn't scored yet. The score is good, obviously very good for Conway, 21-0. But McClellan's moving the ball. Their leading rushers averaging 5.2 yards per carry, and the second one 5.3.
Hillis and Wardlow on your screen. Those two have both had good nights. Hillis, if he's on your fantasy team, has been more productive tonight as he's had 3 touchdowns. And a flag on the play. Dunning again. If you can look at him, obviously in person, you can tell he's just bigger, just a bigger guy than the rest of the kids out there. And he runs, at least with the rest of the skill position players.
Not as big as some of the Parkview players we saw.
No, those are some
Anderson
big dudes
and Winslow.
too.
But big nonetheless, yeah. He looks like a college player. He looks like a college quarterback.
I don't know what kind of looks he's getting, but it does seem like that's...
Well, as being a quarterback, you've also got to be able to pass the ball. It's
good point.
not all about looks. And so far, he's 1 pass, 1 interception.
Penalty on the play, backed him up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Here's the 2nd pass of the night, and it should have been intercepted.
Oh, Sam Edwards. Sam Edwards had that in his hands. It was tough, though. It was a tough catch to make, but he had a shot at it.
Charles Evans, the junior, back there as well. And those two back in double coverage and had a chance to pick it up. The Crimson Lions have been in the shotgun formation this entire series, and it just hasn't worked out. The snaps have not been good.
And that's a good point. And it's something to keep an eye on. If they keep doing this, it could be a turnover, because all the snaps have been right at his ankles.
3rd down and 7. That's a good one there, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, I believe they're going to call Sam McFadden for jumping.
Sam was trying to time his jump across the line of scrimmage. It might have been just a...
Done that a couple of times this year, but...
He and Stephen Moore both have been pretty good at
that. He's also done a great job, him and Stephen Moore have done a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback, and that's something they need to do. But you get the bad with the good sometimes.
You do. J.B. McConnell, number 67, on your screen, one of the defensive linemen. Big Bryce Robinson, number 94, and right there in the middle of the whole group, looks like number 37, D. Jones. And they got Reggie Arnold in the backfield. It'll be 4th down.
Stephen Moore making a huge play on that one. We talked about those linebackers guessing. He guessed right on that one.
4th and about 4 yards to go. See if we're going to see our first punt of the night. And I believe we will, as Courtney Traylor will drop back into punt formation. And nobody's deep for the Wampus Cats. And they will get the punt away.
Just barely.
Nobody's back there, and it will land at the 49-yard line. Take a bit of a McClellan bounce. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats when we come back. 8 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the first half. Conway on top, 21-0. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Searching for a home is hassle-free when you search the Pam McDowell Properties website. Pick your favorites, and a Pam McDowell agent will give you a personal tour of each one. Pam McDowell Properties really knows the neighborhoods. It's the #1 volume agency for Faulkner County and Conway. Whether buying or selling, it's a Pam McDowell promise that you'll always get the best personal service available. Pam McDowell Properties wants to be your real estate company.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a chef downtown, a pet shop owner on Main Street. As diverse as they are, these small business owners all have one thing in common: Regions Bank. That's because for business, there's no better choice than Regions and its hometown community bankers. In fact, Regions is rated #1 in the nation in friendliness to small businesses by the SBA. To find out how Regions can help you, stop by any branch or click regions.com. Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC Championships.
8:03 to play in the opening half. The Wampus Cat defense with a good series there. You see those guys on your screen in front of you. Kevin Wardlow gets the handoff, and there is nowhere to go there. And so many of these kids from McClellan, you see them playing both ways. Cordero Mills, #1, is out there on both sides of the ball. Boyce Mitchell also, #2. Reggie Arnold, their best running back. You see these guys playing both ways, and you have to wonder at a point it's just got to get tired.
And it will, and obviously that usually happens towards the end of the game. And we've seen that against several teams that Conway play. Well, North Little Rock won. They have a lot of people, but we wore them down, and that's the reason for the big plays in that game. And you could probably look for it tonight if it didn't get out of hand.
John Dykes, #81, is set up to the far side. Wardlow in motion. Instead, the handoff to Peyton Hillis. Peyton still on his feet. Peyton across midfield, across the 40, and down to the 36-yard line. A gain of 17 yards for Peyton Hillis. And don't mean to jinx Peyton, I hope I'm not when I say this, but he hasn't fumbled the ball tonight. He's had quite a few carries, but that one again was one of those times that you just see him hold it out there in that one arm, and he uses his other arm so effectively for blocking off mere mortals that it's sometimes the ball can get knocked out of that right arm, and that's what we've seen the past couple of weeks, but we have not seen that tonight, thankfully.
Peyton,
1st and 10 for the Cats.
Peyton already over 100 yards on the night. 110.
Wardlow inside, nowhere to go there. Nice job by the Crimson Lion defense for reading that play. Mitchell there as well as Mills. And at the bottom of the pile is a Crimson Lion who is slow to get up. That is number 44. It's Marcus Foley.
Well, McClellan's doing a good job of guessing right on most of the plays that go to Wardlow, but they have yet to been able to stop Hillis. Hillis having success on just about every carry he has.
And a flag on the play thrown by one of the judges on the near side. If we had Brooks Smith with us here like last week, he told us exactly who it was.
That'd be handy.
Through that. Penalty is going to be against the Little Rock McClellan Crimson Lions at 5 yards. Will make it 2nd down and 5. So a break for the Wampus Cats there. Does the first freeze kill the bugs?
I hope they kill them tonight. Oh, I know that light's killing a bunch of them over our head.
2nd down and I guess the dead ones aren't the problems. Or the dead ones are the problems. The ones that are alive are still making it in Bugland. Wardlow, far side. 3 Crimson Lions. Man, they have just tracked him down all night tonight.
Yeah, they've really been keying on him. And you notice, too, both Wardlow and Hillis use that straight arm pretty effectively.
Yes, they do.
And Wardlow using it to get around that first guy to prevent a loss on that carry.
Gain of a couple on that one will be 3rd down and a long 3. Call it 4. 3rd down and 4. Patrick Mayar brings on the next play. He gives it to Brandon Solberg. And a whistle, and we'll stop the action for just a second. He's got officials timeout of some sort.
Maybe he got a bug in his mouth.
He could have.
or in his eye.
Chris, Big Earl is on the sideline, and he is talking to, looks like he's talking to D. Jones down there. Chris Saul's in the middle of stuff.
He is. He's a friendly guy, too.
He's very friendly. I tell you who likes him, the ladies.
That's what I've heard.
3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4. It's Colin Sears bringing his team to the line of scrimmage. Big play here for the Wampus Cats as they have not had to punt the football yet. And we stopped at the 28-yard line. Looks like it may be short of a 1st down. I'll stretch the chains across the field, and then they will check and see if indeed it is a 1st down or not.
Want to give up McClellan defense some credit on there. They stopped Peyton Hillis cold with a head of steam. You don't see that too much.
Looked like there was some room out there for Peyton, but he wasn't able to get out. They'll stretch the chains. Looks like it's going to be a little short, and it is about a yard, half-yard short. It'll be 4th down, and 21-0 is the score. And what does Coach Kenny Smith do here? It's a conference game. You're against a team that McClellan that's got a ton of good athletes.
Go for it.
So your call is go for it.
Yeah.
Big Earl's on the sidelines. I wonder what he would say. Big Earl's socializing, so we can't talk to him.
I think he'd say
there
go for it. He's
Earl.
an offensive lineman.
He's an offensive lineman. He'd say go for it.
Run behind me.
Here we go. 4th down and a yard. It's hard to not go for it when you got Peyton Hillis in the backfield.
Well, in this field position, you're not turning it over in a bad position.
You know what, though? I wouldn't mind seeing Jay Salter try to kick a field goal from here either.
Well,
the way his legs have been and as successful as he's been, would have been a bad shot for one right there. Handoff instead to Hillis, and he's got the 1st down.
That's as good as better than a field goal.
Good as anything there.
Hillis, yeah.
Down to the 34-yard line is where they'll place it, 33-yard line. So a nice gain of 5 on the play. 1st and 10 now for the Cats. 21-0. Conway's on top. We approach the 5-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. Stick with us at halftime. We'll have some halftime festivities for you, including checking the current stats of the game at halftime and also the scoring summary from what has been a good first half of football if you're a Wampus Cat fan.
Not so good if you're an announcer under a bug light.
No, it has not been the best half of football we've ever called. Solberg will pass, and he is dropped. Sack made by number 44. That is Marcus Foley.
Marcus Foley's the same guy that stopped Peyton Hillis earlier. Marcus Foley is a force on that defense. They just need a couple more of them.
So the first offensive play that doesn't go to either Wardlow or Hillis. And it's a pass play that is negated because of a sack by Foley on Brandon Solberg. Now they may be in a position where they have to throw the football. 2nd down and 16, a loss of 6 on the play. Fumble on the play. Daniels was going to get the handoff from Kevin Wardlow. They mishandled it. I think Solberg might have been in the midst of it too.
Yeah.
But a mishandle of the ball, fumble, and now the football goes back to Little Rock McClellan.
I don't think Wardlow ever got it.
2nd turnover of the game, the 1st against Conway.
But if you're going to turn it over, this is the side of the field that you would want to do it on. And the time with a good lead like this. But another score would have certainly been nice.
1st and 10, the first drive of the night for the Wampus Cats that did not end in a touchdown. 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and now the fumble. Dunning under center, another low snap. He looks to throw, and he does. He has a man open. The pass is complete. Sam Edwards misses the tackle. Stephen Moore does not miss the tackle. And a long pass play to Cordero Mills. Dunning to Mills, and just that quick, a fumble, a long pass play, and now Little Rock McClellan is threatening.
Well, and we talked about Dunning looking like a big-time quarterback. He threw like a big-time quarterback that time because he got lit up, and he knew he was going to get hit before he threw that ball, and he delivered it right on the money.
Coach Kenny Smith Nothing bothers him more than a mistake, than a mental mistake, and a fumble, and a turnover, a careless play, and that is certainly one that he will not be too pleased about. 3:40 to play in the opening half. Dunning in the shotgun, hands off to Reggie Arnold. Arnold is stopped by Glenn Tice. A great job by the 300-pounder to follow the speedy Reggie Arnold and tackle him from behind. It'll be second down. Second down and 7. Give him 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6. Looks like the Wampus Cat Band will be performing tonight on the field, so we'll have that performance for you. They do such an outstanding job and are such a part of the whole experience of Friday Night Football. And we're proud to bring you their performances at halftime as well as the football game. Dunning with another low snap that he collects. Pass to the far side, a flag on the play. Another missed tackle, and Sam Edwards drags him out of bounds. We'll see what the flag is. It was thrown from this near side. The referee and the official that threw the flag confer. And we will see what the call is. It is going to be against the Little Rock McClellan Lions, and that is a good break for Conway. Maybe it'll slow this team down a little bit.
And Conway needed a break. That call sending them back. Dunning starting to look like what we were told he might be.
Exactly.
And that's a big-time quarterback.
2:47 to play. We're in the second quarter. It's 21-0. Conway's got the lead. And it'll be second down and 10.
And Conway's got to be very careful here. You know, 21 points sounds like a lot, but with a score here, it's only 14. And with the clock dwindling down, Conway would like to have a little more comfort and a little more momentum than what could happen here.
4 wideouts for McClellan. Dunning, another low snap, but great athlete is able to come up with it. Pressure now. Dunning keeps it, now he throws. One hopper, did he get the interception? Nope.
No, they're calling it don't hit the ground. It was close, though. Sam Edwards thinks he had it.
Catch the replay of this one, and it will be an incomplete interception almost there, but as you said, Sam was close, but just couldn't come up with it. Third down, and it's about 11. Dunning is going to have to get some better snaps to him.
Yeah.
The center is just not giving him much time. There's not a whole lot of time anyway because the defensive line is getting through there. But the snaps have not been exactly what they were probably looking for. 2:35 to play in the opening half. 21-0, Conway on top.
I don't think he's gotten one above his knees yet.
I don't think so either. That was a good one there.
Yeah.
Holding against D. Jones. Still no call. And the pass for a touchdown. D. Jones was held the entire play.
And they're not going to call it.
No flag. And a touchdown pass from Dunning down into the end zone. I believe that was Levon Johnson that made the catch. And
that's just too much time, Jeff, to get Dunning to throw the ball. And it would have been a big difference if there wasn't holding, because he could have got some pressure on him, which is what Coach Smith
Coach
was
Kenny
counting on.
Smith is giving him all kinds of what for.
Yeah.
Deservedly so. A very bad call. We don't like to talk bad about the officials.
No.
That one was not a good call. 21-6 as the extra point is missed. 2:23 to play. Conway's on top. 21-6. It's Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Small town service and big city selection are yours at the United Motor Company in Conway. Take a look at the Ram Quad Cab 1500 pickup, Dodge Caravan, Chrysler Town and Country, Jeep Liberty, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Experience our 5-star service department and get a 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty. The oldest Dodge dealer west of the Mississippi, the United Motor Company in Conway, will beat the big city boys by a country mile.
Where am I?
Where do you think?
Am I in heaven?
You might say that. It's a Sealy.
Peter, line 3. Peter, line 3.
Was that him?
Come see us for a great night's sleep. Hambeacon Home Furnishings, Hark Rider and 2nd Street, 327-6523.
2:23 to play in the first half, and Conway is on top 21-6. But again, you know, it happened to the Razorbacks. And I guess we got a little bit of it there. There was a holding call that didn't exist, though, or that existed, but it didn't get called. So
yeah.
I guess therefore the difference. Maybe there's a make-up.
Something, I don't know. it wasn't good if you're a Wampus cat, though.
Not
but
at all.
You've got to give McClellan a lot of credit outside of the hold. They did execute. They got a wide receiver open and delivered the ball.
Sam Edwards takes the kickoff at the 25-yard line and returns it past the 30, past the 35 to the 37. It'll be 1st and 10. There's the official. And Coach Smith is still talking to him about it. Still talking to him.
Well, he knows that McClellan's not out of this game. They've got too many talented players to count them out at this point.
21-6, and big drive here, I think, for the Wampus Cats. Not only to chew up the clock, but also to put some more points on the board and change the momentum of this game maybe a little bit. That's a good guy to do it right there. Peyton Hillis just destroyed Ed Roberts.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Well, the good news is Ed Roberts will be able to tell his grandkids someday that Peyton Hillis put his shoulder through him.
It may still have the bruise to show his grandkids.
Roberts is running off the sideline. He's not making a very straight line.
No.
My goodness.
Man.
What, a 13-yard gain there?
Yeah.
1st and 10. Now he's sitting on the ground. Ed Roberts.
He's not feeling too well after that one.
That truck was Peyton Hillis. My goodness. All right, less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Wardlow, burst of speed across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. It will be 2nd down. 2nd and a long 5, or long 4 rather. 1:41 to play. Clock runs, and Coach Kenny Smith would love to see some points on the board here. John Dykes goes to the far side, number 81. And Brandon Solberg under center. Solberg to pass. The southpaw looks and throws. Pass is complete to the tight end, Joseph Gray. Still on his feet. Gray down to the 21-yard line. The clock will stop with the 1st down.
Great
From
job.
the 43 to the 21, a 22-yard pass and catch.
The offensive line gave Solberg a chance to throw then, and we know he's a good enough quarterback to make those throws. And the big tight end getting open over the middle. He had a couple of choices there. Peyton Hillis was wide open in the flat, but instead he makes a harder throw. It's deeper down the field and the big gain.
1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats as Brandon Solberg gets behind the line of scrimmage. Handoff to Hillis on the far side. Peyton looks for his 4th touchdown of the night. Is he going to get it? Into the end zone. Peyton Hillis scores from 22 yards out, and the Wampus Cats stretch the lead back out. 27-6 right now.
And the left side of the offensive line opened up a big hole. Hillis wasn't touched for like 10 yards there, and then the rest of it's just his power. Like I said, he could fall down for 5 yards. Just incredible, the power in his legs.
Jay Salter to attempt the extra point. Kyle Daniels will put the ball down. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Man, Jay Salter has just done the job, hasn't he?
He sure
52
has.
seconds to play in the first half, and Conway answers the disputed touchdown on what looked like a holding call, but we'll let that go. 28-6, Conway on top. Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Hey, are you still with?
No, that ended a while back.
Have you found another one?
Sure have. I found the one.
Another out-of-towner.
Not again. Pure hometown this time. All 9 of them.
28-6 our score. Conway on top of Little Rock McClellan. Peyton Hillis with 4 touchdown runs in the first half and well over 100 yards rushing.
155 to be exact.
155 yards, and it almost was a chance there for DJ Forte to come up with the football as the little pooch kick, the little L wedge, lob wedge we've talked about that Seth Irons will attempt. It bounced, and he could have gotten his hand on the ball. DJ Forte touched it, but McClellan will have control of it. 1st and 10. They are on the 32-yard line. We'll talk to Big Earl at halftime and get his thoughts on the first half of action. 28-6 is our score. Hillis with 155 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns.
9.7 yards per carry average.
We have gotten spoiled the last 3 years watching Hillis run the football. Dunning under center, actually in the shotgun formation. Little option play here. Dunning keeps. Now the pitch to Arnold. Arnold with another gear. Across the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, enough for a first down there. As they will go from the 31 all the way up.
And we've seen the option be effective against this defense. Haven't seen it in a couple of games.
Right.
But worked well there, so you may see some more of it tonight.
A 14-yard gain there on the option play.
You might see a long pass on this play, though.
4 wideouts for Little Rock McClellan. Dunning again in that shotgun formation, and he's been in that situation probably 10 plays, and he's had 1 good snap. Pass intended for Taylor. He's got the catch as Seth Irons slipped on the coverage, but is able to get up and make the tackle at the 24-yard line.
And give Seth a lot of credit. He did slip. Give Dunning credit for noticing that. He threw the pass. Seth Irons got back up and made the tackle. Probably saved a touchdown on that one.
Courtney Traylor was the intended receiver, and he made the catch from the 40-yard line. They moved the ball all the way down to the 24. Less than 30 seconds to play in the first half, 28-6. Dunning will look to throw, and he hits his man on the wide side. Wampus catch there to bring him down. 87, Patrick Clark. Another of these Crimson Lions that plays on offense and on defense. Little Rock McClellan without a timeout as they had to use them already throughout the first half. Dunning will throw the ball down quickly. There's a flag on the play. And our angle doesn't allow me to see the scoreboard that well. I think it's 3 seconds, or maybe 8.
Yeah, it's 3.
3 seconds. Again, at the halftime, we will be bringing you the performance of the Conway High School Band, as well as talking to Big Earl on the sideline and going over some first half statistics. This defensive line has played good tonight. We've seen Nick Toll in there. We've seen D. Jones, another guy that's not a prototypical nose guard, but you've seen him right over the football a few times tonight.
Well, and the question, or the problem tonight has been the secondary. The defensive line's getting pressure on the quarterback, but he's delivering the ball right before the pressure gets there, and more often than not, there's been somebody open in that secondary. So I think it's the secondary that's going to get chewed out tonight.
Glenn Tyus and the rest of the defensive line has played well. The secondary of Shadrack and Edwards and Ezel and
Irons,
Seth Irons, Sam Edwards, those guys have struggled a bit, and it seems like when those offensive weapons for the Crimson Lions get out there and get open into the secondary, they've been able to get connected. Granted, one time it looked like there was they'll do the same play again, and Coach Kenny Smith is not pleased. The clock he thought should have been running already. And Coach Smith with arms wide open, doing his best Creed impression there.
There's not a second that's run off the clock yet.
Still 3 seconds. Again, Coach Anthony Chambers in his first year as the head coach for Little Rock. McClellan has this team playing pretty good football. 5-1. They're 2-0, or excuse me, 3-0 in conference play, including a what would be considered a quality win at Bryant. 28-6 though right now. Conway has controlled this one. They took another second off the clock.
They reeled a second off on it.
2 seconds to play in the first half. And barring a penalty, this will be the final play of the first half.
It's very important that the defensive line gets some pressure on Dunning.
The senior back to pass.
No pressure.
Everybody back in coverage.
And
he's got a man open.
Yep.
And a touchdown. Coach Kenny Smith not going to be pleased about that, as everyone was covered but that guy.
Yeah, and no pressure on Dunning. And we've seen it already. When he gets time, he's going to find somebody. And those McClellan receivers are too fast to cover that long. You've got to get pressure on them.
Dunning to Mills. A touchdown pass of 30 yards on the final play. And it will be a 2-point conversion that the Crimson Lions will go for, and we may be a 2-point conversion away from just having a 2-touchdown game. Coach Smith not going to be pleased with 2 things that happened on those 2 touchdowns. One, the holding call that was not called, and second, a clock situation there that may have very well cost the Wampus Cats 8 points. There is a flag on the play. Taylor is into the end zone.
But there is a flag.
There is a flag, though. Wampus Cat players are leaving the field, but they're not noticing the flag on the play.
And it would be a small victory if Conway could stop them here, and that was against McClellan. But it would be a victory nonetheless, and they need something right now because McClellan has just moved the ball on them their last 2 drives. And you can point at some of the things that have happened with the officials and such, but McClellan has executed, and they've shown that they can move the ball through the air.
Well, hopefully at halftime when we talk to Big Earl, he'll be able to give us some insight into what was happening there with the clock, and being the son of a coach, I know he'll probably be able to give us some insight on what the thought process of the coach is there.
He'll have something to say.
He's always got something to say.
Sometimes he's got something to sing.
He does have something to sing. And if he sings tonight, hopefully we'll have those Conway students back involved with him. 28-12 is the score right now. Again, we're at the final play of the second quarter. And now, are they going to call the half? Delay a game, so back him up 5 more yards. Well, hasn't really been a clinic in football.
No.
Not these past few minutes anyway.
And it doesn't matter how far you move them back. If you don't stop them, it's still 2.
That's exactly right. Yeah, they don't get extra points for difficulty. A couple of long touchdown passes. Damian Dunning to Levon Johnson. And Damian Dunning to Cordero Mills. Those 2 long touchdown passes coming here in the last couple of minutes of the second half, second quarter rather, has changed the complexion of this first half a lot. And another penalty against number 77, Quentin Harris. Not the first time that he has lost track of the snap count and has cost his team some yards. So back them up 5 more yards. The 2-point play now will come from the 17-yard line. And eventually the first half will end and we can stand up and brush dead bugs off of us.
McConnell and Forte were both coming in on that play. I think Smith knows he's got to get some pressure in there on Dunning. And I think you'll see the same thing on this play here. The secondary just can't hold up that long under these very talented wide receivers they have.
Ball at the 18-yard line. Low snap. Dunning steps in the pocket and throws. Pass is tipped, out of bounds, and a huge hit by Charles Evans. And that will be the image that we'll go to the halftime locker room with. 28-12 is our score. It's the half, and we've still got a good ball game here, folks. Conway crowd comes to their feet. Coach Kenny Smith is still wanting to talk to the officials. We'll come back and have the Conway band performing as well as some halftime stats, and we'll talk to Big Earl on the sideline. That's all as Conway Wampus Cat football continues on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Fox Sports Net introduces a new digital package giving you the sports you want when you want them. From our 22 regional sports networks across the country, coast to coast, regional sports news, out-of-market live games, plus your favorite Fox Sports Net shows. Fox Sports Digital Pacific, Fox Sports Digital Central, Fox Sports Digital Atlantic. 3 networks, 1 package. Your out-of-market sports 72 hours a day. Call your local cable provider today.
At DQ, our world's greatest shakes are so great, we thought, why not call them the galaxy's greatest shakes? But then we thought, what if there's life on Rigel 7 and they've got a pretty fine shake themselves? Naturally, they get kind of upset and, well...
Dude.
Nah, let's just keep it the world's greatest shakes. And now, buy any food item at DQ and get a small one for 99 cents, including the new Mocha Shake. Do one, and DQ something different.
Jake! Jack? Joe? Jim!
Sandy!
Gentlemen, the Conway Wampus Cat Marching Band! tonight's performance, featuring the flag and majorette lines to Aretha Franklin's #1 hit tune from 1967, Respect. Selection of tonight's performance was first performed by the Hollies in 1969. We hope that you enjoy He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Ladies and gentlemen, the 501% Marching Band!
These days, technology is everywhere you look. Combine that with entertainment and you have DeBoard Electronics. At DeBoard Electronics in Conway, you'll find anything you can imagine and some things you might not. They've got it all when it comes to home and automotive electronics. You can take to the road an entertainment system custom designed by professionals, or let them custom design a home entertainment system especially for you. At DeBoard Electronics, they know audio and video. DeBoard Electronics, Oak Street in Conway, where technology and entertainment come together.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a chef downtown, a pet shop owner on Main Street. As diverse as they are, these small business owners all have one thing in common: Regions Bank. That's because for business, there's no better choice than Regions and its hometown community bankers. In fact, Regions is rated #1 in the nation in friendliness to small businesses by the SBA. To find out how Regions can help you, stop by any branch or click regions.com. Regions Bank, the strength to help your business do more.
I'm Ross Weaver. I'm the senior here at Conway High, and I'm 17 years old.
My name is Lisa Hickey, and I'm 17, and I go to Conway High School, and I'm a senior.
I can't complain much. I got a mom and dad, like most people. I got a sister, little sister. She's a sophomore at the East Campus over there. That's about it. I mean, I got a great family. Can't complain.
I have a mom, Susan Hickey, and she works at Gemstone and Ellen Smith, and she's a speech pathologist. And I have 2 younger brothers, Chase, who is 14 and goes to Carl Stewart, and Clay, who is 12 and he goes to Carl Stewart also.
The only organization I'm in is VICA. It's Vocational Industrial Clubs of America, and I'm our chapter's parliamentary, and that's it.
I'm in HOSA, Health Occupation Students of America, and I'm in band. I play the drums. I really like that. And I'm in Beta Club, and also something that's not involved with school, but I'm really active in my church youth group.
This November I'll know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to Fayetteville, the university there, and probably major in architecture and dabble in a lot of other stuff too. Probably spend a lot of time in college.
Well, I know that I might plan to go into the medical field. Hopefully I'll get to go to the U of A up at Fayetteville, and I really either want to do psychology, I want to be a psychologist, or I want to do something with surgery. I'm not exactly sure what kind of surgery, but it just, all of the medical things just fascinate me.
To be honest here, but we do have some really good teachers. Favorites, Mr. Owen are among them, Miss Weber. Miss Boudreaux's pretty good. I've only had her this year for a little bit, so those are some of my favorite teachers.
I have to say probably one of the best things about Conway High School is just like the students and just the enthusiasm that we have for everything, and just the teachers. They really care. It's not just we have to care because we're teachers, but they really genuinely care about their students. And one of the really good things that not very many people have is the Career Center. We have a lot of career classes like welding and auto body and medical occupations and cosmetology and just stuff that not very many people would get to have during high school. So.
I'll tell you 2 things. First of all, I need to fix the traffic. I hate Conway traffic, especially after school. It's horrible. The other thing we need is a Wendy's in the cafeteria, because we need some really good food. I love Wendy's.
Probably that we could have a longer lunch, because it almost feels like that we're rushed to eat lunch, and then we don't really, once you get through the lines at lunch, then you have like 5 minutes to eat, and just either have a longer lunch or have more food, better food, more lines.
We got a good team. I think we can go all the way. I just don't know if we will.
I think we're doing really good, and I think we're doing pretty awesome. As I said, I'm in the band, so I'd get to go to every game for free.
Truck Series is the toughest racing in NASCAR right now.
Speed Channel presents.
You have a lot of guys that are trying to make a name for themselves.
The toughest racing series.
There's a lot of veterans that have been there that know how to do it.
On television's fastest network, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
It's Rick Crawford making a pass, and Crawford wins the Daytona 250.
Only on Speed.
Onside kick as we begin the second half for the Wampus Cats. At least that was onside for Little Rock McClellan. And who got it?
They hadn't made a signal yet. Looked like Conway.
Jay Salter. Looks like it'll be Lions football as we get started here with the second half. And a good first half there from a standpoint of statistics, especially 4 touchdowns for Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
And a great night.
16 carries, 155 yards, 9.7 yards per carry. Wardlow not doing too bad either. 10 carries, 73 yards, 7.3 yards per carry. So all in all, a pretty good half.
Not too bad at all. And it will be 1st and 10 here for the for Little Rock McClellan.
Solberg throwing 2 passes for 22 yards.
We'll check in with our guy on the sideline. That is Big Earl, Chris Campbell. Check with him in just a moment. Handoff up the middle, gain of about 5. It'll be 2nd down. Let's check in on the sideline. Big Earl is there. Chris, how are things?
Hey, I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier, but Coach Smith was upset because when they had the ball with 38 seconds left, the clock would not stop, and McClellan was out of timeout, so they got to waste about 10 seconds. That's why Coach Smith was upset. They should have been in the locker rooms instead. McClellan got a touchdown.
So there was extra time, not only just the few seconds that we thought we saw.
Yeah, about 10 seconds ran off the clock.
Wow. All right, Chris, thank you. Good job as always. Chris Campbell right in the middle of things down the sideline. Actually, I think if Chris could, he'd probably suit up.
Shovel pass.
Little shovel pass there, and number 2, that is Reggie Arnold, takes it and gets up to the 42-yard line, where it'll be very close to a first down.
And they're going to call it a first down.
And there will be a first down, so it's not only very close, it actually is. First and 10 for the Wampus Cats. We spent, and if you're at the game and you're watching this on Monday or Wednesday night and you're watching the game, just let what we're going through right now remind you of what it was like to sit under these lights tonight. Wow.
Yeah,
it has been an experience. And anybody sitting around us, I know they're definitely feeling what we have felt. First and 10 here for the Crimson Lions. Dunning is in the shotgun formation. They've actually had some success with that since they went to it. Pass is incomplete, intended for Cordero Mills, 2nd and 10.
Dunning has been very accurate so far tonight. That one, he was a little bit off there. It could have been a play that went for some yardage for him.
28-12, 4 touchdown passes for, or excuse me, 4 touchdown runs. I lost my train of thought because starter on defense, DJ Forte, is on the sideline here. And we will check. John Saxton is down there checking him out. We'll see what the injury is to a very important member of this defense, DJ Forte. 2nd down and 10. Dunning awaits the snap. Option. He keeps. Now he pitches to Taylor, and Seth Irons is there to bring him down. Great tackle by the senior. It'll be 3rd down and long.
And that was a very dangerous pitch by Dunning. He was wrapped up and being brought down. They're just trying to make something happen, and you can't fault him for that, but there was nowhere to go. And it could have been a turnover for him.
3rd down and 14. Dunning has had some success throwing the football, obviously with 2 touchdown passes, but elsewhere. And we've got Chris on the sideline. He has got a report. Can we check in with Chris Campbell on the DJ Forte injury? Just 1 second, and we'll go down to Chris Campbell. 3rd down and 14. Dunning will look to throw, and he's got a lot of time. Throws deep, intended for Mills. He's got him, and Mills drops the ball.
Dropped it.
Cordero Mills had beat his man.
Dunning hitting him. It was a little bit behind him, but that's a ball you have to catch. And man, you can see McClellan's speed there as he sprinted into the open field.
All right, let's check in with Big Earl. He's on the sideline. Chris, what do you have for us?
Helmet, but he's all right going back on the field right now as we speak. He's a tough kid, just a little bump and bruise for him.
Thank you, Chris. Good job. Yeah, I started to say Big Earl is on the field, but Big Earl is not on the field. Big Earl's on the sideline, but DJ Forte is back in play here and is on the field right now. 2nd punt of the night. This one's better than the first, and again, no one back deep for the Wampus Cats. And it is to
Conway bounce.
Good Conway bounce back down to about the 18 or 19-yard line. That's where Conway will take over 1st and 10. Their first possession now of the 2nd half. So you go back to dance with who brung you, you think? You go back to Hillis and Wardlow?
Yep. You got 2 passes from Solberg, and I doubt that'll even double. I think you're going to see a lot of what we're used to seeing, Wardlow and Hillis.
It was encouraging to see that one pass over the middle, though, that went to Joseph Gray. And that tight end becomes an option, and that's only going to help this team as we get further into the season.
And they went to the tight end a couple of times this year, and a couple of drops, and then it's just some bad throws. But, it's good, like you said, to see that work for Conway.
Flag on the play. It will go against the defensive team. That's the Little Rock McClellan Crimson Lions, and move them forward 5 yards. It'll be first down and 5. And what has become the first, I don't go outside a lot, but this first real chilly night I remember so far this fall.
Yeah, the cold front came through last night, and it's made for a chilly night tonight.
1st down and 5. Wardlow on the near side, looks for some room. Takes his track background there and hurdles a couple of Crimson Lions. His knee hit the ground, and that's right before the ball came loose, so the fumble is not going to be a fumble, because the ground can't cause that.
Right.
It'll be second down and short. May got the first down.
Well, you did get to see a lot of the track aspects of Wardlow on that play as he made the hurdle. He's not used to doing those hurdles with a ball in his hand, though, and you could tell it there.
4-yard gain on the play for Kevin Wardlow. I wish there was some way that we could measure the east-west distance for Kevin Wardlow, because his yardage would double or triple sometimes, or as much time, much room as he runs. There's Peyton Hillis along the sideline, and it takes a couple of his own players to finally stop him as he steps out of bounds. It's like those runaway truck ramps on the highway that goes up towards Branson. Kind of what happened there for Peyton Hillis, and a good run. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So a gain of 13 yards on the play, 14 yards before he went out of bounds.
About 13, yeah.
And it is first down and 10 now for the Wampus Cats. Hillis has had a very good night. 4 touchdowns rushing the ball and getting close to the 170.
He's got 168 right now.
168 yards rushing. And
just an average night for Peyton Hillis
amazing.
so far.
I mean, if he doesn't get 200 yards, we feel like he hasn't done his job. And how unfair of that, to put that kind of expectation on a high school kid, but we've seen him do it so much.
We're just very lucky to get to watch somebody like Peyton Hillis. Every once in a while you get to see great players, but Peyton Hillis is a really special player, a player you may not ever get to see again.
First and 10. That's Wardlow, and they stepped up and stopped Kevin again for a loss.
And they had just been keying on Wardlow. Wardlow got the one big run, but outside of that, he's got almost nothing tonight.
Bryce Mitchell, 57, one of the Crimson Lions that bust through first and makes the stop. And there is something about that play, that end around, that Wardlow normally is able to get some big yardage on it. It's just not happening tonight as well. Second down and 13, give him 3-yard loss on the play. Daniels in motion. Brandon will pass. Gets away from the trouble. Another good block. Peyton with the block, and Solberg keeps. Brandon with a nice run, lowers his head.
Hit out of bounds.
And puts a big hit into number 4. That is Boyce Mitchell. Those two came together out of bounds. Mitchell kind of making a spectacle of himself there, but how about the run from Brandon Solberg?
Wow, and a lot of that's possible by big Peyton Hillis back there with a huge block to free him.
First and 10 across midfield. The ball is at the 47.5-yard line. And Conway will start their new set of downs right there. 7:45 to play. 28-12. Conway on top. We're in the third quarter. Daniels and Wardlow. The handoff right up the middle to Peyton Hillis. Peyton still on his feet. Across the 45 to the 43. Gain of 5. I'll give him 4 yards. I'll keep him a yard short of that 5-yard mark. 7.5 to go, 28-12 in the third quarter is where we are. Second down and 6.
It's about the kind of drive that Coach Smith wanted to come out with. Just a long time consuming drive, like Chris was talking about earlier tonight. Just control the clock.
7:10, the clock runs in the third quarter. Clock running, important part of the success tonight of the Wampus Cats. Handoff to Peyton Hillis. Takes 3 of the Crimson Lions to bring him down. Cordero Mills and Marcus Foley, the two that do the most damage there and bring him to the ground. There's a young man that just made his way up the steps here in front of us, obviously a Conway fan or a Conway son of some sort. And he's got a Texas hat on and an Alabama jersey. And I don't know if he's looking to start a fight. He looks little enough, but maybe he's quick.
Troublemaker, huh?
Third down and about 2. Hand off again there to Hillis, and he gets close to the first down mark. Number 34, that is Branson Taylor. there on the stop, but not before Peyton could get the first down. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. 28-12 our score.
Peyton's 20th carry of the night and just really carrying the load for Conway tonight, going over 182 yards.
18 yards away from another 200-yard night for Peyton Hillis. He has already become the leading rusher over the course of a career at Conway High School, breaking John Duhart's record a couple of games back. There's Wardlow, far side. Can he get outside the line? There he does. Puts his head down, but again, some great pursuit on that far side. You talked about the athleticism of this Little Rock McClellan team, and again, a sign there. Very few players from the defensive secondary all year we've seen catch up with Kevin Wardlow. We're so used to calling that as a touchdown run for him because he gets out there and is gone.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's just the speed, and I think they're making a special effort to shut him down. And I guess you got a game plan to stop somebody. You can't stop Hillis, so I guess they're figuring maybe we can stop Wardlow, and that'll slow this Conway offense down.
Big game tonight for Conway, of course, conference game. They're all big, but a win tonight will bring Little Rock McClellan back to the pack a little bit. McClellan's 3-0 along with Little Rock Central, and you know how good the Central team is. They are obviously well on their way to winning the conference championship. Solberg to pass. He throws over the middle to Kevin Wardlow into triple coverage, and it's intercepted. Courtney Traylor, whose name we have called a lot tonight, is still on his feet, brings it back to midfield, and it'll be 1st and 10, Little Rock McClellan. And for a team down 28-12, the Crimson Lions like to dance quite a bit after they make a big play.
And it was a good play for McClellan because that was a great fake by Conway. Most people did not know where the ball was, and when Conway fakes a run, usually it's a good chance the defense is going to bite. And there was just a bad decision on that pass. Or if he would have thrown it a little further, it would have gave Wardlow a chance, but he threw it right into triple coverage. Give McClellan a lot of credit for staying in their positions.
DJ Forte is in the game, is on the far side of the football field. Dunning looks to throw, pressure, finds Mills across the line of scrimmage. Look at that play by Glenn Tyus. Big number 77 finds the play, runs laterally along the line of scrimmage, and makes the stop on Cordero Mills.
Stephen Moore coming over to help out, but good hustle by Tyus.
It'll be 2nd down and 5, a gain of 5 on the play. 4.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. 28-12, Conway on top. Dunning in the shotgun formation. Little delayed handoff there to Arnold. Arnold gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing else. Landon Ezel is there to make the stop, as well as Sam McFadden, J.B. McConnell, Glenn Tyus, DJ Forte. Good job by all those Wampus Cats on the near side to make the stop. 3rd and 5.
And we talked about a wake-up call from that defensive line. I think we're seeing it tonight. Those guys are hustling all over the field, and this is not a bad offense we're seeing tonight. They're able to run the ball pretty well, and our defensive line's held up good.
This is a good McClellan team. I think Conway got out to the quick start, went up 21-0, and then a couple of touchdowns there at the end of the second quarter.
And those came through the air.
28-12, Conway's got the lead, and McClellan has the football. 3rd down and 5. Handoff to Arnold. Arnold close to a 1st down. He's taken out of bounds and stood up there. J.B. McConnell on the stop. And it is enough for a 1st down. The chains move, and McClellan holds on to the football. And the shot that you see of the clock in the bottom left-hand corner, that's what we've got. That's the clock we've got in front of us. The angle we have tonight, not the best. Back home next week for the Wampus Cats. Back to the friendly confines. A little delayed handoff again to Arnold. Sam McFadden stands him up and drops him back to the 35-yard line. After a short gain there, it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Bryce Robinson and the rest of the defense over there, DJ Forte, all swarming to the ball.
My apologies, they gave him 6 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 4. Stephen Moore and Sam McFadden, the linebackers, leading the way defensively, and that man on your screen there, Brandon Solberg, hoping that his defense can step up and pick him up for the interception that he threw.
And I'm sure he hates that. And he knows he could have put a little bit more air on that one, and Wardlow might could have came down with it.
2nd and 4. Dunning, the pitch to Taylor. Nothing there, flag on the play.
Should be holding.
Came out of the defensive backfield. Looked like Glenn Tyus was applauding, so obviously that's a good thing for us being the Conway Wampus guys.
And it's good to see the officials call one in our favor. A couple of bad calls tonight.
Cards and letters to Jim Files.
Pretty light on them here, but tonight made a couple of mistakes.
Big penalty there as it backs the Crimson Lions up 10 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 14. 2nd and 14. Again, we're at Little Rock McClellan High School. It's in southwest Little Rock off of Geyer Springs Road. All the teams in the conference obviously play a home and home, so the Wampus Cats played here when the senior class were sophomores. And then last year when Big Keith Jackson Jr. brought that talented defense to John McConnell Stadium.
Narrowly escaped defeat there.
It's a great game. Keith Jackson Jr. actually getting some playing time with the Razorbacks this year. Seth Irons there with the tackle.
And a well-executed screen on that play. Seth Irons staying in his assignment, and we've seen him grow so much. But that takes a lot of discipline to do what he did, not to mention the form on his tackle. That was great.
Bronson Taylor, the recipient of the pass. He was dropped by Seth Irons. It's 3rd and 16 now. 3rd down and 16. Coach Kenny Smith, a lot calmer than we saw him at the end of that first half when he was livid about the way the clock was being run and the way the calls were being made there at the end of that first half of play. 3rd and 16, passing situation. Little Rock McClellan. Dunning has had some success through the air to a couple of different guys. See who he looks for here. McConnell with the pressure and the pass. Intercepted by Sam Edwards. Edwards returns. And he is dropped inside the 10-yard line, like a long punt essentially, but Conway will take over following the 2nd interception of the night. Good job there by Sam Edwards as the senior makes the pick. Let's take a break. Less than a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. You're watching Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81. It might be, if no more than, that's the 2nd, if only we had 1 or 2. There's been no scoring. Yeah, I think that's the first one. Okay, ready? First and 10 for the Cats following the interception by Sam Edwards. Solberg hands off to Peyton Hillis. A short gain on the play, 2nd down. Less than a minute to play in this 3rd quarter. And the Wampus Cats are up 28-12. Jim Files, it's been a quick 3rd quarter. We haven't seen any scoring, and both teams have been some penalties, or there's been some turnovers during this 3rd quarter, but no points scored thus far.
And both, showing some success, moving the ball, and then the turnovers are just the story, I guess, of the 2nd half, and no score.
Patrick Mayer on the near side, and Wardlow and Hillis in the background behind Brandon Solberg. Handoff is to Hillis, and he has a short gain. It'll be 3rd down. Payne's got to be close to 200 yards now. He's got 4 touchdowns as we approach the 4th quarter. 184 yards for Peyton Hillis. We'll take a break as we go to the 4th quarter. 1 quarter to play. Conway on top, 28-12. It's Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
It's now 58-56 in favor of Arkansas. Johnson waiting the snap. Here it comes. Johnson rolling out. Johnson looking, throwing over the middle, and it's Arkansas wins it! Arkansas wins it! The 2-point conversion falls short despite the pass being complete, and the fans race on the field in the longest overtime game in the history of 1A college football. I can't believe it!
fishing guide in the bayou, a chef downtown, a pet shop owner on Main Street. As diverse as they are, these small business owners all have one thing in common: Regions Bank. That's because for business, there's no better choice than Regions and its hometown community bankers. In fact, Regions is rated #1 in the nation in friendliness to small businesses by the SBA. To find out how Regions can help you, stop by any branch or click Regions.com. Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC Championships.
28-12 as we go to the fourth quarter. We go downstairs. There he is, a good-looking Chris Campbell. Big Earl, what's up?
I tell you what, we have not punted yet this ball game. Blue punted once last week. I almost want to ask the coach if they even work on the punting games. I don't think we're going to see it tonight. That's a tribute to our offense, though.
That's an excellent point. Good job, Chris. 28-12. Peyton Hillis gets the ball and crosses the. Does he get to the 15? He's got to get to the 16 for a first down.
He got to the 15. I don't know if he got
So
past
it will be. Here comes the punt. Way to go, Chris.
Well, it's close.
The big punt jinx. And the first punt of the night is coming up. Sam McFadden will handle the punting chores for the Wampus Cats.
And he's done a good job at that. The very few punts he's had, he's shown a strong leg.
28-12 is the score. Sam McFadden will be punting, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like the clock run out. No, penalty against Little Rock McClellan.
Yeah, the Conway players are pointing at McClellan. If it is, that's going to be a huge break for Conway.
And it is. Unbelievable. All right, Chris, I take it back. The jinx. No jinx there. No curse. So, no pun on the play. A bug the size of a monkey just landed on somebody in front of us. Unbelievable.
Flying monkey.
Did you see that?
Like the Wizard of Oz.
First and 10 for the Wampus Cats. 11:15 to play. 11:15 to go in the game. And the Wampus Cats with a nice break there as they have the ball back, first and 10.
That has to be really deflating for that McClellan team to stop the Conway offense and then on just a stupid penalty turning it back over to them.
Solberg gives the ball to Peyton Hillis, and Peyton's got room on the far side.
He doesn't run out of bounds either.
Tries to stay in bounds, keep the clock moving. And he does that, a nice gain. Actually, he does get out of bounds. 10:47 to play as the clock stops. It'll be second down for the Wampus Cats. And they are going to give him a 10-yard gain on it as he got up to the 32-yard line. 11-yard gain, first and 10 for the Cats.
Peyton Hillis just went over 200 yards by my count. 202 on 24 carries.
I'll have to look at the stats going back to each game, but I know that, we know Russellville and Van Buren had 300 yards plus.
Yeah.
Against Little Rock Central, up to 160, I guess. Sat out against Parkview. 250 last week, and he's about to get close to 300 right here. Another gain of 17 yards that time. Peyton Hillis. Another first and 10.
And it's just the style he does it with. When he gets in the open field, he looks for somebody to hit. And you can see the McClellan player getting low as he possibly could.
And there is an injury on the play. It may be the player that Peyton went after that time because he was trying to bring him down. We'll take a break here. 10.5 minutes to go. We take a break as they tend to the injured player. It's Conway Wampus Cat football on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Our name is Pizza for Less, but the less stands for only our low prices. Jimmy and Diane Johnson invite you to try the freshest, best-tasting pizza around. Take our dough and sauce made fresh daily and our 3 blended cheeses, then pick from 15 different fresh toppings and you're in pizza heaven. Want more than pizza? Pizza for Less has crisp salads from chef to taco, buffalo wings, plus juicy grilled hamburgers all ready for pickup or we'll deliver. Pizza for Less, 327-9900 in Nutters Chapel Plaza.
Make it grow.
Make it go.
Make it flow.
Make it happen with DIY and the all-new DIYnetwork.com. Hundreds of shows, thousands of do-it-yourself projects, over 10,000 of them, each with step-by-step instructions.
did it myself.
Make it happen with DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network, and DIYnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Little Rock McClellan High School as they are still tending to the injured Little Rock McClellan player. They have actually brought the stretcher on, and they will take the player off the field in just a moment. You see the players gathered around him, and Peyton Hillis is one of those who is standing closest, as it was a tackle trying to be made against Peyton that where the injury occurred. We will take a break as they continue to tend to the injured player. We'll come right back on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
We've been together a long time, but it's time to move on. You've changed a lot. You're hard to reach, and when I finally do, you seem 1,000 miles away. I came by around 5 o'clock. I knocked and knocked, but you obviously weren't there. So, I went next door.
TJ's Fashions invite you to visit the biggest little store in town. 3,500 square feet of total shopping excitement. Walls and walls of purses, handbags, and every style, shape, color, and fabric you can imagine. Rings, necklaces, pendants, earrings, and a whole wall of beautiful bracelets. Visit TJ's Hog Zone and get your hog accessories. Hats, shirts, flags, lamps, hog jewelry, golf balls, you name it, it's in the Hog Zone. TJ's Fashions in downtown Conway.
10:33 to play in the game, and the injured player is Kenneth Hunter, a junior for the Lions, and Big Earl is on the sideline. Chris, what can you tell us about the injured player?
He was, played hard-nosed. You can't blame him for that, but he tried to take Peyton head-on, which is not a good thing to do, and he got hit on top of the head with Peyton's knee.
They have just announced to the crowd that he is going to be it's KJ Hunter, Kenneth Hunter, as we had him in the on the roster here, and a nice round of applause for him. We'll take another break, and we'll come back and have some more football as we'll get back to the trivial part of tonight's festivities in just a moment on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Searching for a home is hassle-free when you search the Pam McDowell Properties website. Pick your favorites, and a Pam McDowell agent will give you a personal tour of each one. Pam McDowell Properties really knows the neighborhoods. It's the #1 volume agency for Faulkner County and Conway. Whether buying or selling, it's a Pam McDowell promise that you'll always get the best personal service available. Pam McDowell Properties wants to be your real estate company.
Ma'am, welcome to the Sealy Posturpedic sale. I just need to ask you a few questions. Does your family know you're here?
Yes.
Any plans for the rest of the afternoon?
No. Why do you ask?
Ma'am, it's a Sealy. And what time would you like your wake-up call?
Come see us for a great night's sleep. Hambican Home Furnishings, Harkrider and 2nd Street, 327-6523.
10:33 to play in the game. We have had what has been about a 10 or 15 minute at least break here.
Yeah.
Ambulance has been called in to take the injured Little Rock McClellan Lion, Kenneth Hunter, away, and they put him on a stretcher and took him into the ambulance. Chris Campbell's on the sideline. Chris, you got an update for us?
He just got a little stinger. They're going to have to take him to the hospital to get a CT scan, but right now he's just doing all right. Just going precautionary though. Just going to take him to get a CT scan, make sure nothing's broken his neck.
Movement in his legs and everything.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
Okay, good to hear. Well, keep Kenneth Hunter in your prayers and thoughts, certainly. Back to football now, and the trivial side of tonight. Peyton Hillis with another nice run, 9-yard gain there, 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. And what a bizarre scene this is. You've got the ambulance, it's got the injured player, the police car behind him. You've got a Red Sea parting of it here, and there's a game going on behind them.
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem odd that they wouldn't get the player out of here before they start the game?
Well, and it took them 30 minutes to get an ambulance here, too. That's another part of the story.
It's another bizarre.
But anyway.
And the Bugs. Forget the Bugs. Wardlow. There's Kevin. Nice run by the senior Kevin Wardlow inside the 35. Good for a first down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Wardlow showing some good power on that run, busting through the hole, and then carrying the last two guys for about 3 or 4 yards.
We noticed both teams taking a little bit of time to stretch and stay warm. It is a very, very cool night tonight. First really cool Friday night we've had, and muscles will get tight, especially late in the game, and especially for these players for Little Rock McClellan, most of which are playing both offense and defense. 9.5 minutes to play in the game. The Little Rock McClellan Lions playing now with the thought of their injured teammate lying in an ambulance next to him here while they're trying to play a football game.
That was Wardlow's biggest run since his 60-yarder in the first half.
And Peyton Hillis is going to score. Hillis scores from 34 yards out. The 5th touchdown of the night for the senior, and the Wampus Cats extend the lead.
And that's a lot of credit to the offensive line, of course, for opening up the hole for one, but they've been doing it all night, and they have just wore that defensive line down. Tackling Peyton Hillis will wear a defensive down by itself, and you're seeing the effects of it now in the 4th period with 9 minutes, a little over 9 minutes to go. That defense is looking pretty darn tired.
And Peyton's close to 250 now?
Oh, he's a little bit over. He's got 262 yards on 27 carries.
Kick is up. It's a line drive that's Jay Salter's still perfect, but that one was a little interesting. 35-12 as the Wampus Cats extend their lead. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with Kenneth Hunter as he is being taken to a local hospital for precautionary methods. 35-12 precautionary check. 35-12 is the score. We'll take a break here on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
Hi folks, this is Charlie DeBoard from DeBoard Electronics. If you're tired of watching your favorite TV shows, sports, and movies on that tiny television screen, then come on down and check out our newest line of Sony and Mitsubishi high-definition widescreen home theater systems. With models from 42 to 70 inches and over 1,000 lines of resolution, you'll be amazed at the quality of the picture these systems produce. In-store financing is available, so come on down to DeBoard Electronics.
A fishing guide in the bayou, a chef downtown, a pet shop owner on Main Street. As diverse as they are, these small business owners all have one thing in common: Regions Bank. That's because for business, there's no better choice than Regions and its hometown community bankers. In fact, Regions is rated #1 in the nation in friendliness to small businesses by the SBA. To find out how Regions can help you, stop by any branch or click regions.com. Regions Bank, the strength to help your business do more.
A little over 9 minutes to play in the game tonight. Conway is on top 35-12. It's been all Peyton Hillis and Jay Salter as far as the points go. 5 touchdowns and 5 extra points. Hillis with the 5 touchdowns, Salter with the 5 points after touchdowns, and it's 35-12. Long kickoff by Seth Irons is taken, and a nice return right up the middle. He's still on his feet. That's Cordero Mills. Dropped at the 46-yard line after a really, really nice return. 1st and 10 now for Little Rock McClellan.
Charles Evans catching it from behind, or he might have went a little bit further. And that's the first kickoff they haven't did their little fake thing. Who's going where deal.
1st and 10, the Lions take over right there. We'll have to watch closely next time the offense is on the field. Looks like Jake Cummins may have gotten back into some action to see the offensive line sitting on the bench in front of us. Jake is part of that group that's sitting there, so we'll have to make sure number 55 is in the game. Mills with the catch, and J.B. McConnell and Seth Irons jar it loose on a big hit. 2nd down and 10.
Great timing by McConnell to hit him right when the ball got there. Looked like he might have had possession of it, but not long enough for the officials to call that a fumble.
2nd and 10, 9 minutes to play in the game. Conway looking to move to 6-1 on the year. More importantly, 3-1 in conference play. 2 wideouts to the near side, 1 on the far for Little Rock McClellan. Dunning back to pass. Quick pass, a little short. I think it was tipped. Glenn Tyus and DJ Forte there to put some pressure on the talented quarterback Damian Dunning for Little Rock McClellan. Courtney Traylor, Cordero Mills out into formation there. Incomplete pass stops the clock, 8:43 to play, 35-12, Conway up big.
And at this point, McClellan's kind of stuck to where they do have to just pass the ball primarily with only 8 minutes and 48 seconds to go. They've got to score, and they got to score quick.
Dunning's pass is complete. Not going to be enough for a first down, it looks like. And it will be 4th down. 4th and about 4, gain of 6 on the play. Wampus Cat Band doing a great job as always tonight. Been a long game, one that was increased in time quite a bit, of course, with the injury to Kenneth Hunter.
Well, that third period zoomed by real fast.
Pass is knocked away at an outstanding play. How about that play by Stephen Moore?
Linebacker dropping back into coverage and making a big play there.
That's the type of play that will get Stephen Moore playing football on Saturdays next year.
Yep.
The senior linebacker tips it away. 1st and 10 now for the Wampus Cats, and indeed, number 55, Jake Cummins, is in the game. Jake was injured during during the Russellville game, and has been held out. Starter on this offensive line. Matt Kelly stepped in and did a great job.
Yeah.
But now Jake Cummins is going to get a chance to play here. He's practiced this week and getting into the second half of the season towards the playoffs. And obviously, Jake is one of the players on offensive line that you want up there making holes for Wardlow and Hillis. Wardlow near side, right up to midfield, 2nd down.
And like you're saying there, Jeff, just a lot of depth on that offensive line, and that's the kind of depth that can really carry you into the postseason, and especially with the guys behind them, they aren't too bad either, you know.
Not at all. Not too bad at all. Jake Cummins is in the game, as well as Colin Sears. You see him making his way to the line of scrimmage. Brian Howell, Jacob Longing, Coleman Little.
Wardlow 6 yards short of going over 100.
Good pursuit.
And
all kinds of crimson jerseys
some of
there.
it there.
He will lose about 7 yards on that play. It'll be 3rd down. Solberg rushes over to the near side to get the next play himself. You see the Little Rock McClellan players on the far side.
And Wardlow started the game with the big 60-yard run, but man, McClellan, give them credit for shutting him down. They haven't shut down Hillis, but Wardlow, they've kept him real quiet since that 60-yard run.
3rd down and 12. I think Brandon Solberg likes to throw the football. He may have a chance right here. And a flag on the play. We'll see if somebody moved in the offensive line or if it was a McClellan defensive player that jumped too quick.
We knew there was a McClellan player across the line of scrimmage, but was he drawn? Yeah, looks like he was.
3rd down and 18 now. $7:11 to play. Conway up 35-12. Next week, the Wampus Cats are back home. I'm going to verify that, but I'm sure that we're back home next week.
Yeah.
And then we've got Bryant in a couple of weeks. 3rd down. Hand off to Hillis, and nothing happening there. It'll be 4th down, and they'll be forced to punt. Next 2 weeks, we're at home. Next week is homecoming. Little Rock Hall comes to town. Little Rock Hall, a team that is struggling. And then the Bryant Hornets make their way to John McConnell Stadium for the first time as a conference foe. Just joining the 5A Central last year. And that was one of the better games of the year last year against Bryant.
Yeah.
Ended in a loss, but it was still one of the better games of the year. And then we'll end the season at War Memorial Stadium on Friday night now, the Friday night following the Razorbacks in South Carolina. Conway will play Little Rock Catholic at War Memorial Stadium, and we are looking forward to that game, just being able to call a game from the same press box where the
be nice
where the Paul Eels of the world work. That'll be fun to do.
Yeah, well, we've seen Paul a couple times at the Conway games coming to cover it.
Unless, of course, they put us in the stands and we have to broadcast from one of the two of the seats.
I'll be surprised if they run out of press box room at the Conway Catholic
I would
game.
think that there'd be plenty up there.
There'll be some scouts there, maybe. But.
That's true. Especially since the Razorbacks are playing Thursday night, there may be some players or some Interested Razorback coaches that may stick around and watch Peyton Hillis and some others play on that Friday night. 1st and 10. Little Rock McClellan has the ball again. 35-12 is the score. Conway up. Little shovel pass to Arnold. Nice tackle made. Stephen Moore tracks him down. Landon Ezel there to slow him up as well. And 2nd down and 4. They have used that little shovel pass pretty effectively tonight. Coach Kenny Smith looking to take his Wampus Cats to 6-1 with the victory over the Lions tonight.
Fortunately for Conway, they haven't ran it much, but yeah, you're right, Jeff. They have been effective with that, and their offense has been fairly effective. They shot themselves in the foot several times, but they've moved the ball. Boy, at the end of the first half, they were passing all over Conway's secondary.
Dunning steps up, tries to step away, but he cannot step away from Stephen Moore as the senior drops him at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
And that's the key to stopping Dunning, is getting somebody in his face. Just like against Parkview, they've had the best receivers that we've probably ever faced.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because they didn't have time to throw it to him.
3rd down and a long 4. And you hear the Conway band playing to our left, and the fans are into it, feeling pretty good. 35-12 is the score. It is a talented team we've seen play tonight for Little Rock McClellan. It has just been Conway's night. Dunning looks to pass, slings it downfield, tip, and it'll fall incomplete. 4th down and 4.
Landon Ezel.
Pass intended for Levon Johnson, who caught 1 touchdown pass tonight.
Good coverage by that Conway secondary that gave up some big plays earlier, but have been pretty solid this second half.
Looks like we may see some new players come in for the offense. As I noticed a moment ago that Colin Sears was practicing snapping the football to Carter Lance. See if he comes in this last 4 minutes of the game. Little delayed handoff as they put the ball into the gut of Reggie Arnold. He's still on his feet. Arnold is finally gang tackled by 6 of the 11 Wampus Cats that were on the field.
They had Arnold behind the line of scrimmage with 2 people around him. I don't know how he got out of that, but give Arnold some credit. He has not given up yet.
No, he is a talented running back, Reggie Arnold. It seems like every week, doesn't matter who we play, we see another good run, or another good running back, and see him in the runs that he makes throughout the game.
Yeah.
A little over 4 minutes to play. Conway's up big, 35-12. 1st and 10 for the Crimson Lions. Dunning will look to pass, quick pass out to Mills. Mills has got room to run. Across the 40-yard line. Tackle made over there. Looks like Charles Evans was there on the stop. Inside, 4 minutes to go now. And I think for the most part, Coach Kenny Smith's got to be pleased. The 2 touchdowns both came on a questionable manner. I think everybody that saw the play probably saw a hold that was not called on the touchdown pass, the first one. The second one, some issues with the clock, but still, his defense has got to make the stop, and that's the kind of things Coach will say. But all in all, I think he's got to be pleased. Reggie Arnold again, a nice little run up the middle. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. 1st and 10 for Little Rock McClellan.
And if you point at anything, you got to point at the secondary. But then again, in the second half, they've made up for it. They've made some really good plays.
3:21 to go. We approach 10 o'clock here on Friday night. It's not getting any warmer.
No, it's not. And there's dew forming on my keyboard here.
I think that we get spoiled in the press box too, because even on cool nights, it's nice and toasty in the press box.
I would like a press box right now.
Dunning's pass is incomplete, and it would have been well out of bounds. 2nd down and 10.
Moore bringing a lot of pressure on Dunning, tackling him right after the throw.
Chris Campbell, Big Earl, will be on the sidelines as he has been throughout the game. And, you know, Chris, may be a good night for Chris to I don't know if he could sing well with the cold. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet he can. He's an all-weather singer.
Well, he's talking to Peyton Hillis right now, and I don't think he can get Peyton to sing. I wouldn't ask that.
Peyton's a pretty talented guy, you know.
He is pretty talented. I've never heard him sing, though.
Yeah.
But I know Chris will get the fans involved, and they will get the student section involved anyway, and they will help him sing. The turn out the lights has become tradition here at Wampus Cat games. Pass intended for Courtney Traylor, and it's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10. J.B. McConnell and Seth Irons there to help up Traylor. And you can just see the guys that are playing both ways for Little Rock McClellan just starting to drag just a little bit. It's been a long night anyway.
And you'd have to. And just the way Conway plays, it's so bruising, so physical, that even if you can physically match them, if you're playing both ways, it's going to wear you down.
3rd down and 10. Kevin Wardlow, a good night tonight. He didn't get into the end zone tonight, but another good solid night for the senior. All kinds of time to throw, and now a little bit of pressure. Long pass into the end zone. It's up for grabs, and catch was made, or was it not?
Yeah, McClellan player came down with it.
Johnson made the catch. Damian Dunning with the long pass, and it'll be enough for a 1st down, it looks like.
Wow, Hail Mary pass there. He threw that off his heels from the 40-yard line, and there were 2 McClellan players there.
With all of the passing that's occurred, we have slowed down to a snail's pace now. 35-12. Conway is on top. They will move to 6-1 with the victory. 3-1 in conference play. That'll tie them up with Little Rock McClellan, who will drop to 3-1 in conference play. Everybody chasing Little Rock Central. Looks like they have got their eye on that number 1 seed out of the Central Conference. Number 2 is the prize now.
Yeah.
To get into the playoffs and have a home game that first week. Arnold with the pitch, and he did not get into the end zone, it looks like. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Clock runs.
Landon Azell, Stephen Moore over there on the tackle.
Chris Campbell doing a nice job, Big Earl, of gathering up his troops. And we'll hear him sing in just a moment. We'll get through with this possession, and we'll have Chris. You kind of lose Chris in the sea of people down
It's
there.
hard to lose Chris.
It is tough to lose him, but you could. You don't look close enough. Dunning with the handoff to Bronson Taylor, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. It'll be 35-18. 35-18. Got the extra point about to happen. See if they'll go for 2 or not. Less than 2 minutes to play. And it's honestly, we talked about this last week, but I mean, look at him down there. He's the Paul Bunyan of high school football, singing the song at the end of a game.
Look at him directing people.
He is. He's directing traffic down there. They love him. They love the Big Earl. Dunning with the play. He will throw into the end zone, and it's good for the 2-point conversion. That'll make it 35-20, less than 2 minutes to go. A 15-point lead. Do we feel safe with Chris doing his little song and dance routine? All right, MacGyver, Brent Bailey, is going to let us go down to the sideline. Let's see if we have a shot. There they are. Oh, they look good, don't they, Jim?
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that mascot. That's great.
That's great.
All right, Chris, it's all yours.
Everybody sing.
All right, guys, you ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Turn out the lights, the party's over, and Conway is won again.
All right.
Well done. Look at that. And even some of the parents applauding the job down there on the sideline. It's nice, isn't it?
That's nice, yeah.
If
interactive television here.
If Chris doesn't do anything else the rest of his career, he did that. And that was nice. Student section, as always, get out to these games, home and away, and root their team on. Minute 54 to play in the game, 35-20. 35-20. Conway's on top by 15.
McClellan going for an onside kick here. And a little onside kick that is still available, and Yep.
McClellan got it. Did we sing too early?
I hope not. 15 points.
This team can score quick. We've seen them do it. Defense has to get back out on the field. Glenn Tyus grabs his helmet, makes his way over there. We may want to hold off on the song until the last minute of all these games from now. It makes me nervous.
It does, yeah. Boy, if we ever jinx it like that.
It'll be the last time we ever sing.
There'll be no more singing.
I think Coach Smith will make a beeline for Dandy Don, Big Earl over there. Dunning to pass. Lots of time. He throws. Catch was made, but was he inbounds? Out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Minute 44 to play in the game. Again, next week, homecoming. Hall will be the opponent. And we play there at John McConnell Stadium. The following week, Bryant. The week after that, Catholic at War Memorial, and then on to the playoffs. Hopefully a number 2 seed.
And if we're lucky, very lucky, maybe number 1, but that's probably not going to happen. Oh, and a great hit by Seth Irons.
Irons with the hit.
He caused the fumble. It looked like, but I guess McClellan recovered.
Looks like no, Conway does have it. It's going to be Conway ball.
Great play by Seth Irons. Showing his leadership all night, all season, making big plays.
1st and 10, Conway gets it back, and now they can find the victory formation, and Big Earl will live to sing another day. Well, I was afraid he might have done it that time.
Boy, he almost jinxed it, I know.
Minute 20 to play in the game. The clock will run, and looks like we will see some new Wampus Cats on the field. Let's get some of these names in here for sure for these guys. Carter Lance comes up at quarterback, number 10. Daniels in motion. Handoff to Jeremiah Good. That's a name we've called a few times. Jeremiah with the run. Short game. Also on the field, number 35, Zachary Fitzgerald. We see him for the first time. These other new players, try to get them mentioned.
Good coming in and filling in really nicely for Peyton Hillis in the Parkview game.
That's right, played real well. Like Coach said, he made a few sophomore mistakes, but he also did a lot of things right.
For a sophomore, hey, he did good.
Number 21 running in, that's Bo Taliaferro. There's a good chance I mispronounced that last name. Bo is in the game nonetheless.
Yeah.
Tolliver, Bo Tolliver. Doesn't look like Tolliver. Handoff from Carter Lance to Jeremiah Good. And short gain will be 3rd down. Final 30 seconds of this one. Going to be wrapped up here, and it is going to again be a victory. Conway will move to 6-1. McClellan will drop to 5-2, and both teams will be 3-1 in conference play.
It's a really big win for Conway tonight.
It is.
And the way that they've done it, I think they've sent a message out.
Again, next week it's Little Rock Hall, and then Bryant, and then Catholic. And that is going to do it. Your final score, 35-20. The Wampus Cats get the victory. We'll come back with the postgame show next on Conway Corporation, Channel 81.
At DQ, our world's greatest shakes are so great, we thought, why not call them the galaxy's greatest shakes? But then we thought, what if there's life on Rigel 7 and they've got a pretty fine shake themselves? Naturally, they get kind of upset and, well...
Dude.
Nah, let's just keep it the world's greatest shakes. And now, buy any food item at DQ and get a small one for 99 cents, including the new Mocha Shake. Do one, and DQ something different.
Welcome back to Little Rock McClellan High School. Jeff Matthews alongside Jim Files and Big Earls on the field. He'll be talking to our player of the game and also to Coach Kenny Smith in just a moment. Final score 35-20. Conway with the win. 5 touchdown runs for Peyton Hillis on how many yards?
And it was a big Peyton Hillis night tonight. He had 262 yards.
262 yards, 5 touchdowns for Peyton Hillis.
28 carries.
28 carries, 262, and 5 touchdowns for Peyton Hillis. 5 extra points for Jay Salter. Good game for the junior kicker as well. He has played well the last 3 games that he's been in. The Conway Wampus Cats again improved to 6-1. They improved to 3-1 in conference play and playing very, very good football right now. Big Earl is on the field and he will be talking to the player of the game. We'll do that now or take a break. Take a break? We'll take a break real quick. When we come back, we'll talk to the player of the game and also we'll talk to Coach Kenny Smith. It's coming up next on Conway Corporation Channel 81.
Small town service and big city selection are yours at the United Motor Company in Conway. Take a look at the Ram Quad Cab 1500 pickup, Dodge Caravan, Chrysler Town & Country, Jeep Liberty, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Experience our 5-star service department and get a 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain warranty. The oldest Dodge dealer west of the Mississippi, the United Motor Company in Conway, will beat the big city boys by a country mile.
Welcome back. Final score 35-20. Conway gets the win and Big Earl's on the field.
All right, Jeff, we got 3 players of the game this week. We got J.B. McConnell, number 67, put pressure on the quarterback all night long, caused Mr. Sam an interception here tonight. Then we got Sam Edwards, big interception down here on the goal line. And we got Stephen Moore, creating havoc, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Just unbelievable tonight. We're going to start with Stephen first. Tell us about your play tonight.
It was just a really, it wasn't just me. You got 3 players in the game right here. It should have been the whole defense, but we all went out and played hard. We just wanted to go win and get back from last week when we played North Little Rock. Since we had an embarrassment there, we just want to go out and get it. That's
All right, Sam Edwards, tell us about your play tonight.
Well, I agree with Stephen. I always wanted to come in here and get one any way I could. I agree with Stephen. The whole defense should have got player of the game. Like you said, I know a lot of us have got it, but we took a big step tonight to making our goal. We didn't perform too well last week, and a lot of people know that, and that was talked about. And I think for the most part, besides a couple of mistakes, we came out here and corrected a lot, and we took a big step.
J.B. McConnell, you gave a lot of rush tonight. Tell us about your play tonight.
I had to come up from the last game. All of us down 5 just played. None of us played any good, so we knew that we had to come out and do a lot better, and so that's just had a lot better practice this week, and so it showed in the game.
Guys, good effort tonight. Y'all all over the field giving that quarterback havoc. He's probably going to be taking a lot of pain medicine today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that's Chris Campbell. Good job. We're going to talk to Coach Smith in just a moment. He has got someone with him, but Jim Files got some of the stats for us from tonight.
And he's right. The defense did do a great job, but I'm going to go ahead and run down some of the offensive stuff. We talked about Hillis with the 28 carries, 262 yards. Wardlow, 16 carries for 87 yards. Arnold for McClellan was a big rusher for them, 15 carries, 81 yards. Taylor with 20 yards. And that's pretty much a rundown on the rushing there.
Final score 35-20. Let's go down to the field and a victorious Coach Kenny Smith with Big Earl.
Coach, this was a nail-biter there for the minute. I tell you, I went to the Arkansas-Auburn game last week, and I tell you what, the referees kind of remind me about that. They didn't start the 38 seconds, seemed to last about 10 seconds, and the clock never moved. Tell us about that.
That's the longest 3 seconds I've ever seen in my life. They ran 4 plays. That 3 seconds should have been off the clock, and they got four plays, I think, down there with 3 seconds hung on the clock. But you go on the road, stuff happens, and the kids played. They gave us an effort. I think it was a much, much better effort than we had last week. We had some We had some defensive stops. We had some picks. We had some takeaways. Offensively, we scored some points, and our kids have got an attitude that they're going to continue to try to get better, and that's a key thing right there. I mean, we can't become complacent in any area. We got to continue to try to get better and want to be the best. And as long as we continue to have that attitude, we're liable to slip up and win a few more ball games.
Coach, I was proud of you tonight. You worked on your time possession a lot better tonight than you did last week. You kept the ball a little bit more, and you only punted one time. Talk about that tonight.
Well, McClellan's got a very athletic football team. They're very athletic, offensively and defensively. They're, you're not going to score real quick on them because of their speed. Their linebackers can fly. We had some gains out here tonight for 6, 7, and 8 yards, and against a lot of people that would have been 20, 25, or 30. It's due to their team speed. They do a good job of playing lateral, and we get outside of it a time or two, and able to get a stiff arm or whatever on them. And our guys are hard to bring down one guy, and we'll take that situation anytime we can get it where we've got a one-on-one situation at the second level of the defense, linebacker deep. We'll take that situation all night long.
Coach, congratulations. Another big win on a good football team. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Again, the final score, 35-20. Coach Kenny Smith pleased with the performance of that man right there, as well as all of his Wampus Cats. Peyton Hillis, 262 yards on 28 carries and 5 scores tonight. Jim, big win. Next week, homecoming against Hall.
It was, and you got to give Dunning a little bit of credit, too, for McClellan. He threw for 194 yards on 21 throws. But I think they came in, they did what they wanted to tonight. They controlled every aspect. I think the only thing you can say is about the secondary, a little bit of question there, but it was a good night.
All right, final score, 35-20. Good job, as always, to the staff here. The Grant, KJ guys running the cameras, and Brent Bailey producing everything. Bigger on the sideline. Jim Files next to me. I'm Jeff Matthews. Congratulations to the Wampus Cats. Good win, and we'll see you homecoming on Friday night.